Okay. I think we're going live. Give 1 second. Uh, Testing. Okay, good. We got audio. What's up? Welcome back to the stream. There's supposed to be a presser in 13 minutes or so. Let me make sure I have the link kind of pulled up at the side. And while we wait, there's a couple things that we can talk about. By the way, and welcome. Thank you guys for stopping by. If you could hit the like button, subscribe, turn on bell notifications. I think the presser should be on this link, so we'll keep an eye out for that. Adventures with Purpose. The link should be their donation link should be in the description. Yeah, and they also have the keychains thing. So if you can't make a donation, they also have that keychain thing you can buy. Or if you're a member, if you sent super chats, I donated last night to them and the GoFundMe page. So if you, let's see, I think we can watch a little bit of the beginning of this. So everybody, welcome. I thought it was interesting as that they mentioned too that they might be looking into Jolissa Fuentes. Let me slow the chat. Okay, let me do that. Just getting started. And yeah, again, just thank you guys so much for the support throughout everything. And condolences to the family. It's such an odd thing to go through while they're like the actual situation is a missing person, and to get sidetracked was kind of crazy. So I really appreciate the support through that time. All right, let me try. Let's do this. Okay, I'm gonna play a little bit of this, but I do have other pictures and videos and stuff like that. If we have to stop in the middle, we can stop, and then after the presser, we'll come back. But if you haven't checked out this channel, Adventures with Purpose, definitely check them out. I've never really sat down and watched like a full episode, so I might do that today or like sometime this weekend. I want to start checking out some of their content. I've seen snippets here and there, but I never really watched them. So let's just check a little bit out.
This is going to serve as a press release debrief of our efforts searching for and finding Kiely Rodni. Anything within this video may be used by any news agency or outlet within their own news reporting.
What's up, Xavier?
This is only an announcement and briefing. Fully edited episodes will be released soon, so please be patient. We have found Kiely Rodni's vehicle and have confirmed that there were remains inside.
An official identification of the remains will be made and announced by authorities once their investigations are complete. Please understand and respect this is a highly active investigation by the FBI and multiple local sheriff's departments, and we are limited to the scope of details we can release.
We began our search for Kiely at Prosser Creek Reservoir on August 21st at 10:40 a.m. We placed 2 sonar boats in the water. By 11:15 a.m., Nick detected an...
So 2 sonar boats in the water.
At Prosser Creek Reservoir on August 21st at 10:40 a.m.
Damn, so they found that thing quick. 10:40 a.m. and then what they said, by 11:15.
We placed 2 sonar boats in the water. By 11:15 a.m., Nick detected an object underwater using cutting-edge Garmin sonar technology. I was able to then confirm that it was, in fact, a vehicle in roughly 14 feet of water and only 55 feet offshore. After marking the vehicle with our magnet, Nick suited up.
55 feet offshore and 14 feet of water. I was talking to a friend about this too, and we were kind of talking about because like the water levels had dropped, and the water levels can literally drop daily. And we're wondering maybe the levels were higher when that vehicle went into the water. Maybe that could have made it harder to see. Like maybe the levels were higher at the time when she initially went missing, and maybe it's lowered since. I don't know.
In his dive gear and conducted the dive to formally identify and assess the vehicle, with me running OTS comms topside. Once we confirmed it was indeed Kiely's vehicle, we immediately notified family, law enforcement, and Dad and Grandpa were on scene within minutes. Please refer to our episodes for complete search investigation that we conducted. These episodes will be released very soon. Again, this takes time to edit. We will need to put these together in an appropriate way in order to respect law enforcement as well as the family. Those should be out, I would estimate, probably within the next week or so. The Placer County Sheriff's Department, Nevada County Sheriff's Department, the entire Placer County Sheriff's dive team has been incredible to work with. We understand that the resource we provide with our unique skill set is rare, and it is an honor to help agencies and families all across the nation. We will be working together with authorities here to share this knowledge over the next couple of days. It is always our mission to promote and share the techniques we utilize so that our purpose can help as many people as possible.
We'd like to thank all of our supporters. We can't thank all of you enough for your donations and putting us in this position as we continue to grow and help more families. Simply watching our episodes, liking, sharing, subscribing, and following our social media platforms enables us to do what we do. So thank you all for putting us in this position.
Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It helps us help families, and it's free. It's free to subscribe. Additionally, we would like to acknowledge the incredible support from law enforcement agencies across the U.S., including the FBI. We hope to continue our efforts hand in hand with them with the upcoming cases of Jolissa Fuentes in Selma, California, and also Annette Adams in San Obispo, California, coming up later this week. At this time, I'd like to thank our entire team for making this happen. It's not just me. It's not just Nick. There's an entire team of us that are out here. We collectively go through these cases, these investigations, and it takes a team to do so. I'd like to bring you guys on camera at the moment and thank the entire team that made this entire trip possible. Carson, Cade, Kevin, Josh Cantu, Devin. This is our entire team. Like I said, it's not me. It's not Nick. You know, it takes an entire village, including you guys, that put us in this position to do this. And it's an honor because without your support, we would not be able to do what we do. So thank you guys. Thank you guys as a team. We appreciate all your hard work on the road. It's not easy. You know, we travel across the entire nation, day after day, state after state, city after city, helping family after family and agency after agency. And it's a lot of hard work when we're out here and we're trying to do something that hasn't been done before. And thankfully, we're in the position to do so because of you guys and all of you at home.
Thanks, guys.
We will be taking the next 2 days to properly debrief, decompress, and prepare for our next case, which is 22-year-old Jolissa Fuentes in Selma, California.
Jolissa Fuentes. So that's that woman that, let me see if I can pull up a real quick clip because that was kind of odd. Jolissa Fuentes. You guys might remember that in the chat. And if you guys could hit like, please, I'd appreciate it. Subscribe, all that good stuff. Jolissa Fuentes. Let me see. There was a really good clip. It might have been this one. Oh, there it is. This one. I think it's this one. Yeah. Sidestep real quick.
New at 11, a Selma family is asking for your help in locating their missing daughter. 22-year-old Jolissa Fuentes was seen last Sunday at an AM/PM gas
Good
station.
to see you guys too.
There's
Thanks
a
for coming by.
$5,000 reward for any information about her. Natalie Vera has the latest.
And I pray for strength, God.
The Fuentes are praying for good news.
We've been here for the past 5 days searching.
On Saturday, Jolissa Fuentes' loved ones carried out another search for the 22-year-old missing woman.
Trying to find anything, any belongings of my daughter, whether it was her purse, any of her clothing, her car, and I hate to say it, even my daughter herself.
Jolissa was last seen at this AM/PM at Highland and Nebraska Avenues in Selma last Sunday. Here's surveillance video from that day. Jolissa pulls up at 4:04 a.m. She buys a cigar and she's back in her 2011 silver Hyundai Accent by 4:06 a.m. But then she drives off and makes a left on Nebraska Avenue.
So that was weird. I remember when we were watching this and put it full screen. And the thing too with the Adventures with Purpose, because they were saying they're going to look, I think they said they're going to look into this, right? I wonder how exactly though. Like,
yeah, she's back Nebraska Avenues in Selma last Sunday. Here's
people were saying that they thought she looked intoxicated. I don't know what you guys think in the chat when she got back into the car.
Surveillance video from that day. Jolissa pulls up at 4:04 a.m. She buys a cigar and she's back in her 2011 silver Hyundai Accent by 4:06 a.m. But then she drives off and makes a left on the.
I know, kind of hard to say. What do you guys think? This is one of the ones I've been thinking of covering. So we covered, and if you think about it, I was talking to somebody last night. That accident with the couple, well, not the couple, the ex-couple that remained friends, that was a thing too where they veered off the road apparently. And they went down to some embankment or whatever. And they're both, they're both deceased. And Kiely died in a car thing too. It's still being investigated, but it's kind of eerie, all these car things in that area. But now this is a different place.
By 4:06 a.m. But then she drives off and makes a left on Nebraska Avenue. Her parents say she lives with grandma and she should have made a right turn to go back home.
We don't know why she turned left.
Her loved ones don't think Jolissa would disappear on her own, though.
Her phone's been off. We've been sending text messages, calling it, but it's been off since Sunday.
The Fuentes say Jolissa's sister had...
Yeah, that couple was, the ex-couple, the friends, they were found deceased, off-road. They were found pretty fast, though. The vehicle was by the GPS, but it was right off the road. I think a witness had said that they saw it. Thank you for the new memberships, Deb and Heather. Totes Ambular, thank you for the membership as well. 11 months. Thank you so much for covering this case so well and being so awesome during the nonsense drama. Thank you. Vero, thank you for coming to member. Shawnee, thanks for the super chat. Hey, my loves. Love you all. Melly, you're amazing. And thanks for all you do. Rest in peace, sweet girl.
2 missed FaceTime calls from Jolissa's number at 5:24 and 5:25 a.m. That's about an hour and a half after she left the gas station.
This is by far my worst week ever of my life.
We're desperate. We need my baby back. So if somebody knows where she's at, please let her go.
So an hour after FaceTime calls.
If you know anything, please let us know.
That's weird. So that's what AWP is referencing in this video here.
Please keep the Rodni family in your thoughts and prayers as we are. Hug your loved ones a little tighter and take the time to take time, as we never know when it will be our last opportunity to do so. I hope, as tragic as this outcome turned out to be, that this will carry on so that we are able to help the next family like we did here. Thank you.
At this point, we mentioned earlier, you guys are free to use anything that we've shown in this video in your own news reporting. We'd also like you guys to take consideration that we are fielding a lot of requests for interviews. We will process them as we do get to them. Again, we thank all of you for putting us in this position. It wouldn't be possible without you. I know we say that enough, but at the end of the day, we're just normal guys put in the position by you. Without your support, none of this would be possible.
Yeah, that's a good question. Who did she FaceTime? I think we're gonna that might be one of the next ones that we cover to check out and kind of look into. Kind of weird. I'm waiting to see if the presser comes because I feel like I got some conflicting. Okay. I see that they should be doing. Let me just check my stuff here. I want to keep an eye out for links. Let me try something too real quick. Let's see here. Oh, wait, is that, what did I see? Oh, my eye's deceiving me. Live now. Okay, but where? Oh. Here we go. Why is it like this?
On all of our efforts being for the family. And at this time, last night we did receive some information of the recovery of the vehicle that we've been searching for, and it was located inside the Prosser Lake. It was located within a search zone that we have been searching since the very beginning of our operation. We were very fortunate that we had the assistance of a volunteer group, the Adventures with Purpose, that came out with some very specific expertise and were able to help us in locating the vehicle that we had been searching for several weeks. It's at these times that we really want to recognize the reason why we're all here, and that is for this family. We've said that from day one with our staff, the incredible amount of collaboration that we've received from our partners in this region. Clearly being a mountain town, we're used to having great collaboration, knowing that none of us have enough resources to go around, but when we all work together, I think it is an incredible show. the Adventures with Purpose that came out with some very specific expertise and were able to help us in locating the vehicle that we had been searching for several weeks. It's at these times that we really want to recognize the reason why we're all here, and that is for this family. We've said that from day one with our staff, the partners in this. We're used to having collaboration, knowing that none of us have enough.
Honestly, I think the other one's better because it's not lagging.
And being able to focus on the services that we provide to our families here
Sorry,
that are
sideways.
Impacted.
I'd rather be able to hear.
We've recovered the vehicle. We recovered the vehicle last night. We have located a decedent inside the vehicle. We believe it is our missing person. We have not been able to positively identify, but it's more than likely where we are today. And we wanted to make sure that the family had all that information first. The last thing we want to do is have them learn information outside of our team. So I think that is one of the points that I really want to make sure that our communities know and the folks that are watching today know is truly how committed we've been throughout these last few weeks in coming to this resolution. It's still an active investigation, and I understand there will be, and we will continue to receive lots of questions regarding our investigation, and we will release what we can. But at this time, our commitment is to this family, and that is where we will consistently reach for making decisions on what we release. Again, it is still a very active investigation. So again, I appreciate everyone being here, getting this information out. It is, the reason why we're here is because of the community support and the amount of work that was put into this investigation to where we could clearly identify very specific areas to search. The Adventures with Purpose folks did just a fantastic job at being able to locate the vehicle as quickly as they did, based on, again, a lot of heavy lifting that the folks behind me have done throughout the last couple of weeks. So I appreciate everyone being here, and we'll open up for some questions.
I'll go first.
Sure.
What agency called in Adventure with Purpose, and when did you decide, if it was you guys, that we needed this extra help?
Captain Sam Brown from my agency, I'd be happy to answer this question.
Yeah, thanks. The question was which agency requested. I'm not exactly sure that an agency had reached out and requested from within our unified command, but as everybody's reading online and seeing all the information that was coming out, and we realized that there was an interest from Adventures with Purpose, we did link up that group with Sergeant Mike Powers with the Placer County Sheriff's Office. They had lots of communication as they were going to be traveling to this area, and then a lot of detailed information that was shared that wasn't necessarily out to the public yet that hopefully was of assistance to helping them locate the area to go to.
You said the car was found in the area where you've been searching since the beginning. What did AWP have that maybe you guys didn't have, or why was that missed in the initial search?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. That's one that everybody's going to have, right? Is how did we not find it when we were searching? The lake was extensively searched with side sonar, with an ROV. We had divers, we had swimmers. I think that's part of what we're going to have to go back to do and debrief. You know, when peace officers are out in the field and volunteers and searchers, it doesn't mean that they're experts in the field, right? These are sometimes ancillary duties, and we're calling from other agencies to try to jump in. And tracking underwater is an extremely difficult thing to do. So I think part of our debrief on any of these situations is how do we figure out to improve our services, work on our resources and the way that we use them. A lot of this equipment is high-end, very expensive, and you really need to have a lot of practice and expertise. And I think that's where a group like Adventures with Purpose is able to focus and practice those skills and really hone them. And so we're appreciative that they were able to come out and locate it. I also don't want to take away, though, from anything from our volunteers as well as law enforcement that have been out there. I mean, we literally had people swimming in the water looking down so that we didn't disturb the ground initially. My understanding is the vehicle was upside down. That also makes it more difficult. And if silt and things come up above, that can also make things difficult. So before I really can say, hey, why we weren't able to do it, I also could say that we eliminated a lot of areas that we would still be searching if we didn't have all the great people out there. And that helped give them some guidance as well, I think. But clearly their expertise in diving and their equipment that they brought to the table assisted us, and we appreciate that.
Do they specifically have any specific technology that all of these 16 law enforcement agencies didn't have?
I'll have to debrief with them before I have the answer to that question. I believe we're going to try to do that today.
Adventures with a Purpose has referenced red tape a couple times, saying they don't have the red tape that maybe your assisting agencies have. What is that red tape, and why might it be easier for a private organization to do this?
I don't know exactly what we're talking about in regards to red tape. I think that from the very beginning, we never deterred anybody other than certain scenes that we closed off at times that became areas of interest and we wanted to protect for evidence. So I don't know that there was any red tape ever put on this. I mean, if you look at the amount of man hours that went into it, it was like over 15,000. And I know it's even higher than that now. I don't think there was ever red tape. There were maps created for civilians to be out. The boat ramp and in the lake were never actually shut down, because the way we were looking at it is more eyes out there, the better off we're going to be for finding Kiely, and that was continually the goal. So I'm not sure that there was ever red tape. I think it comes down to lots of factors, and like I said, we're going to debrief and try to figure out how do we become better and do a better job at these types of operations.
Why did agencies believe it was an abduction at first?
Yeah, I think there was a lot of miscommunication. I don't know that it was ever labeled as an abduction. I think that you can never take that off the table, and so as we talked as a command group in unified command with all my partners that you see behind us, you couldn't remove that off the table because we hadn't found her. And so, there was some of the struggles with some of the services that we wanted to obtain and things we wanted to do, but we couldn't say it wasn't an abduction, but we also never said that it was an abduction. I think that was clarified fairly early on, but we also probably wouldn't have received all the services and all the people if that wasn't an option. If this was truly a search and rescue mission, we may not have had all the resources to conduct interviews. I think they identified over 400 juveniles, and to be able to interview all of those folks and provide feedback off of all that, it takes an army of people, and I think we were lucky to be able to put that together between my partners and agencies that are right behind me.
Did any of the juveniles, anybody mention a car going over the side, a car in the water, out of all those?
I don't believe that statement was made, not to my knowledge.
Was there any indication that this was an accident or foul play?
That's still being investigated. If we'd like, we could turn it over for CHP can give some information. They are conducting the accident investigation utilizing their MATE team.
Good morning, Josh Ellers, Assistant Chief with CHP Valley Division based in Sacramento, which Truckey's a part of. I can confirm that our department is conducting a fatality traffic collision investigation. We're harnessing all of our resources, working with all of our partners here. As you see, we're utilizing our MATE team, our multidisciplinary accident investigation team, to harness more data from the vehicle that was recovered. Also, we've utilized all of our air resources to map and video and take photographs of the area in question. And that's currently ongoing, so I can't comment on the nature and details of that investigation, but I certainly appreciate all the partnership that we have here with our local county and state partners. We'll continue to assist in any overarching way that we can as an agency.
Do we know how close the vehicle was to the actual party site?
I don't have the exact location in terms of distance, but it was relatively close to the area in question.
Like a few hundred yards or a half a mile?
I couldn't say. I haven't seen the exact data and the mapping. That's still ongoing.
Did many party goers leave by the same route along the way?
I can't comment on all that, but what I can tell you is, and I think it's been discussed, is this is a very popular area. There's a lot of foot traffic, a lot of vehicular traffic on and off road. So certainly crisscrossed and a lot of extensive movement in that area continually throughout this time of year, certainly.
Is there any suspicion that it could have been another car who maybe hit this car, or was it a one-person car situation?
I don't have that information that I could comment on at this time. What I can tell you is we'll do a thorough investigation. We'll take every bit and piece of information that we have, including what's already been provided to us, and we'll reach some conclusions that will be provided to the parties of interest at that time.
Before Adventures with Purpose went out there this weekend, when was the last time that we had swimmers or divers from any of these 16 agencies out there searching that area?
I'd defer back to the Nevada County Sheriff for that question. Thank you.
Yeah, I would say that we actually have had divers, not necessarily in Prosser, but in lots of bodies of water up until even the days that they were there. There were many ponds they were following up on Coldstream, as well as other bodies of water. So I don't know that dive teams ever discontinued. It was more of trying to still follow up on all of those things. And I believe Adventures with Purpose also had been diving at other lakes as well within the area.
Is there any time frame from the time that Adventures with Purpose started to how long it took them to find the car?
You're talking on Prosser Lake specifically?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was relatively quickly, but I don't have an exact time. Like, again, we're gonna have to debrief with them, figure out, between putting equipment down, getting in the water, and identifying.
Well, yeah, what happened to the other lady?
Can you talk about what happened last night in terms of taking the car out? What kind of law enforcement was there, and what happened last night?
Yeah, I mean, I think most of the law enforcement partners you see behind me were present during that time, trying to do the best they could for ensuring that everything was done correctly, and also trying to add some levels of privacy to the best of the ability in worrying about the family and ensuring that they were covered as well. But I mean, beyond that, I don't know what your specific question is asking.
Logistically, how do you get a car out that's offshore? How does that happen, and then where does the car go? What happens? What happens from last night to when you arrived to today?
Yeah, so once the car was located, dive teams were assembled. I believe Placer County was probably still the primary dive team. They have to use lots of devices to lift the car, turn it over, and then the use of tow trucks was what made it possible for pulling the vehicle out of the water. And the vehicle is taken down. The FBI has offered up assistance and are going to be helping to conduct investigation regarding the vehicle itself, and making sure that we don't miss something that may be in there that we're not aware of.
Are you guys confident the car was in the water since the night of the party?
I have no reason to believe that it wasn't, but until we have those answers, I wouldn't know the answer to it.
Can you just clarify as far as what teams had been in that area before Adventures with Purpose, if any, on that specific, on Prosser?
Yeah, I mean, it's almost so many that it would be hard to link out between the different teams. There were numerous boats, Yuba County, Alameda, Nevada County, Placer County. Swimmers came from Washoe County. We had divers from every single one of those agencies and then some. I mean, it was a vast amount of people. And I would just say, unless you've conducted these types of searches and tried to do it, it does take a level of expertise, and nothing's perfect. When you fly a helicopter over the air trying to identify if something is there, most places give that less than a 5% probability of detection, meaning if you flew over, you only have a 5% chance of seeing something. You had trees and brush and bushes and dirt and all these other things, and it becomes a pretty difficult task. Even though once you find the answer, on hindsight, everything looks 20/20. The reality is it's not that simple. It is pretty complex and it's tough. So again, we're just appreciative that the resources came out.
So the cops, the answers.
Were there signs that the person in the car tried to escape?
I think that's too preliminary for us to be able to determine that at this time.
Was there more than one body in the vehicle?
No, there was not more than one body in the vehicle.
Why did it take so long?
Describe the difficulty of what water does over 2 weeks to evidence.
It depends. That's a complicated question. I'm not an expert in water. However, temperature of the water and things like that come into play. But it can add difficulty based on many factors that can cause damage to, obviously, things that we want to look at to investigate, but also to bodies that may have been submerged for a period of time.
There likely could have been tire tracks or some type of signal that a car did go into the water there. Did rain impact that? Did this heavy activity in the area impede seeing those signs?
I think everything's a factor, but again, that's where we rely on the MATE team from CHP to come in with their expertise and be able to provide some of those answers.
And it seems that Adventures with Purpose had pretty sophisticated equipment. Is this something that the agencies here have, or you all still need?
Yeah, I'll have to debrief with them to figure out what equipment exactly they use to see if it's items that we have, or if it's a matter of training with the items that we have. So until we talk to them and know exactly what they used and how they went about it, I wouldn't be able to answer that correctly.
They also said the car was 14 feet deep. Did y'all go that far to look for the car?
Yeah, some of that information is sometimes deceiving. So yeah, the car was reported at 14 or 15 feet. However, the water level since the 6th has also dropped a vertical 3.5 to 4 feet, which could be 20 to 25 feet off of shore. So a lot of things have changed in those aspects. Until we really can look into all that information and sort through it, it's difficult to say whether those factors had a play in it or not. I think it's still more important for us to debrief, look at training, look at equipment, look at tools, and look at outside entities that are experts, where this is maybe their full-time gig that they do, and try to see how we have that involvement from the community to come out and help support.
At this time, can you tell if there are any signs of foul play?
At this time, we're not going to be able to say anything like that.
It's been said that people were drinking at the party that night. Was anything found in the car that could lead you to believe that she was drinking that evening, or where the person found was?
Yeah, the investigation's ongoing, so we're not going to be able to comment on that.
No comment.
It seemed like where they found the car, it might have been pretty far from the road. Do you have suspicions that maybe the people were parking on that little island?
I wouldn't be able to comment on that either unless somebody gave some statements to that. I hadn't heard any information like that.
Do you have any theories as to how the car got in the water, and also what gear was the car found in?
I think if I make up theories, then I'm just guessing, and I'm going to lead us back into a trail that's not certain. So we'll wait until we have those facts and details. And as far as the car, we're not going to release any information until we've done a solid investigation on it.
Who received the first call from Adventures with Purpose, and what was that call like?
I don't know that we received a first call. I think we reached out to them after we read it online. And so I'm not sure, I mean, again, with 150 law enforcement officials, it's possible that a call came in and something happened. But from the Unified Command and talking with my partners, none of us were aware of an initial. So we tasked the investigative sergeant with contacting them and reaching out. So I believe, best I know, we did that proactively on our end.
And they contacted the family?
I think there's still some sketchy details on exactly how that contact went out. So I don't want to speak on behalf of the family.
What was it when you heard, you personally, when you heard that they might have found the car? What went through your head?
Well, I think what we all are thinking, which is hopefully this is true, and we got a lot of work ahead of us to make sure that we still do right by the family. Our biggest concern is making sure that the family has been aware of everything from day one, and that we're not shielding them, but we're also not bombarding them with things. There's a lot of ups and downs throughout this investigation, a lot of emotional turns throughout the whole thing, and our goal is to make sure we're supportive of the family throughout this whole task and doing our best in that.
How long will an investigation into the car, maybe that was for Highway Patrol or FBI, how long does an investigation to look at a car take to figure out what may have happened?
I mean, I think there's a lot of factors in that. I don't mind turning it over to CHP and let them.
Because obviously we have a multifaceted investigation with multiple agencies, it can take time. The FBI is working, evaluating the vehicle. We have to come in and do that. We want to allow them to work. We'll come in and examine data, examine the vehicle, have all of our investigators look at that car. So depending on circumstances, it can be several days, it can be several weeks. We also want to wait on other information related from the coroner's office and other things that all get compiled into a comprehensive investigation. So the easy answer is it could take a while.
All right, we've had an opportunity to hear from most reporters. Most have asked you questions. Is there anybody that had a follow-up question that they have not been able to ask yet?
Go
ahead, sir.
There was a report that Adventures with Purpose was told by police that they did not need to search Prosser, or at least in the specific area where the car was found, because that had been extensively searched already. Is that true?
Yeah, I'd say that's probably not accurate. And
not accurate.
We shared maps, ping information, and locations. And so we probably shared that was extensively searched and sonar was used, and that may add to the level of where they chose to go to first or last. However, nothing was prevented or shared. And I don't believe that we gave any indication that we thought we knew where she was at, because clearly from all of our daily press releases, we reported over and over again that we didn't know where she was at, and we needed anybody's help and assistance in finding that location.
But you were working in partnership with Adventure with Purpose?
Yeah, I believe that what ultimately occurred was that our sergeant was able to make contact with them, Sergeant Powers with the Placer County Sheriff's Office, come up with a plan and share information. on where things were at. So we're still appreciative, like I said, of them being able to locate the vehicle.
Will they get the cash reward for helping find the vehicle and the body?
It's not a question I'll be able to answer.
May I ask, have you been able to determine a cause of death, and will there be a toxicology report conducted?
The question was, have we determined cause of death and will there be a toxicology inquest? Yes. Autopsy is scheduled for tomorrow. Toxicology results generally take 4 to 6 weeks for a return on those, and at that time we will provide that back over to Nevada County.
Thank you.
Does anyone from the family want to make any comments at this point specifically about this massive search and all the tips that came in?
Don't believe they do at this point. Yeah. So with that, we'll go ahead and wrap up the press conference.
That was it. That was kind of interesting. Couple of things. I mean, they didn't rule out foul play or accident. They said they're still investigating. Oh, this is weird. How am I gonna scroll like this? Let me just look at this. I mean, the question that was really good too was kind of interesting. And, you know, I'm not coming down on law enforcement or anything like that. But it was, hold on one second. Let me see. Oh, I think Sammy deleted her Instagram. I remember, so that's the thing too that people were asking yesterday. It's probably just a lot of shit. People probably DMing, messaging, I don't know. But does anybody have the old link? I just want to verify. So last night, I know I saw like she had taken on all the pictures and profile stuff. It's probably a lot to deal with, you know. I'm scrolling up because I thought I had the link somewhere. Let me just try my phone, see. I don't know why that just popped in my head. Yeah, I think her profile's gone. Am I in the chat now? Yeah, it's gone. Probably deactivated, yeah. D-Lan says I deleted too. Damn. Yeah, so it's gone. I mean, that was kind of a good question with the tons of mentions that she did. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's horrible, man. You see? Yeah, I mean, I see some of the comments too. Somebody sent me a screenshot. They're just leaving all kinds of nasty messages on her thing. So that's probably why she deactivated it. Yeah. Yeah. It's the internet, man. People are rough. I want to skim this a little bit to the questions part. I'm trying to think if there was something that stood out to me too. The body thing. It was so weird when he paused, right? They didn't ask him like, was it just one body? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, what? That was just odd. I don't know.
Maybe you guys didn't have, or why was that missed in the initial search?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. That's one that everybody's going to have, right? Is how did we not find it when we were searching? The lake was extensively searched with side sonar, with an ROV. We had divers, we had swimmers. I think that's part of what we're going to have to go back to do and debrief. You know, when police officers are out in the field and volunteers and searchers, it doesn't mean that they're...
You want to start it from the beginning or just from the questions? And now we can kind of pause. I don't want to pause while we're live, while the video is playing live. I was just going to go through the questions part.
Experts in the field, right? These are sometimes ancillary duties, and we're calling from other agencies to try to jump in. And tracking underwater is an extremely difficult thing to do. So I think part of our debrief on any of these situations is how do we figure out to improve our services?
Beginning? You want to start from the beginning? We can start from the beginning. I'll play it. I'll play it on fast forward. But let's listen and then pause. That's different stuff. I mean, maybe I was not 1.5, maybe 1.25. The question is like my favorite part.
Good morning. I'm Shannon Moon. I'm the sheriff of Nevada County, and appreciate everyone's response in being here today to get some more information into our investigation. We have been working with the family and really since the very beginning trying to make sure that we focus on all of our efforts being for the family. And at this time, last night we did receive some information of the recovery of the vehicle that we've been searching for, and it was located inside the Prosser Lake. It's located within a search zone that we have been searching since the very beginning of our
That's just crazy too, that they were searching from the beginning.
Operation.
And there was that one reporter that asked, like, is it true that like they were told not to go there or something like that? But the AWP was told not to go there, and the guy was like, no, that's definitely not true. But it's interesting, why even ask that? Where did that come from?
We were very fortunate that we had the assistance of a volunteer group, the Adventures with Purpose, that came out with some very specific expertise and were able to help us in locating the vehicle that we had been searching for
Not their full-time
for several weeks.
Barley.
It's at these times that we really want to recognize the reason why we're all here, and that is for this family. We've said that from day one with our staff, the incredible amount of
It's better.
collaboration that we've received from our partners
Let's take a look.
in this region. Clearly being a mountain town, we're used to having great collaboration.
We're at 1 minute and 59. Let me see. Oh, that's Colo. All right, let's try it. Did they post it? Okay, yes. Let's try that. 2 minutes in.
County, and appreciate everyone. Good morning. I'm Shannon Moon. I'm the sheriff of the Lake. It's at these times that we really want to recognize the reason why we're all here, and that is for this family. We've said that from day one with our staff, the incredible amount of collaboration that we've received from our partners in the folks from the California Highway Patrol, the Truckee Police Department, and our friends from the Federal Bureau of Investigations. The amount of effort that all of these agencies put together really truly is why we're here today. And as we eliminated a lot of
That's a good point. Relinik says they never asked if the phone was in the car. True.
Tips and information that was coming in, I think it's very important to understand that all of that work did lead us to this time. And being able to focus on the services that we provide to our families here that are impacted. We've recovered the vehicle. We recovered the vehicle last night. We have located a decedent inside the vehicle. We believe it is our missing person. We have not been able to positively identify, but it's more than likely where we are today. And we wanted to make sure
It's more than likely her. They just haven't positively identified her yet.
that the family had all that information first. The last thing we want to do is have them learn information outside of our team. So I think that is one of the points that I really want to make sure that our communities know and the folks that are watching today know is truly how committed we've been throughout these last few weeks in coming to this resolution. It's still an active investigation, and I understand there will be and that we will continue to receive lots of questions regarding our investigation, and we will release what we can. But at this time, our commitment is to this family, and that is where we will consistently reach for making decisions on what we release. And again, it is still a very active investigation. So again, I appreciate everyone being here, getting this information out. It is the reason why we're here is because of the community support and the amount of work that was put into this investigation to where we could clearly identify very specific areas to search. The Adventures with Purpose folks did just a fantastic job at being able to locate the vehicle as quickly as they did, based on, again, a lot of heavy lifting that the folks behind me have done throughout the last couple of weeks. So I appreciate everyone being here, and we'll open up for some questions. Yes, ma'am.
What agency called in Adventure with Purpose, and when did you decide, if it was you guys, that we needed this extra help?
Captain Sam Brown from my agency will be happy to answer this question.
Yeah, thanks. The question was which agency requested. I'm not exactly sure that an agency had reached out and requested from within our unified command, but as everybody's reading online and seeing all the information that was coming out, and we realized that there was an interest from Adventures with Purpose, we did link up that group with Sergeant Mike Powers with the Placer County Sheriff's Office. They had lots of communication as they were going to be traveling to this area, and then a lot of detailed information that was shared that wasn't necessarily out to the public yet that hopefully was of assistance to helping them locate the area to go to.
You said the car was found in the area where you've been searching since the beginning. What did AWP have that maybe you guys didn't have, or why was that missed in the initial search?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. That's one that everybody's going to have, right? Is how did we not find it when we were searching? The lake was extensively searched with side sonar, with an ROV. We had divers, we had swimmers. I think that's part of what we're going to have to go back to do and debrief. You know, when peace officers are out in the field.
That's incredible to think that they had all that out there with the sonar, the divers. What else they got?
Extensively searched with side sonar, with an ROV.
ROV. What's an ROV? You look that up. What's an ROV?
We had divers, we had swimmers. I think that's part of what we're going to have to go back to do and debrief. You know, when peace officers are out in the field and volunteers and searchers, it doesn't mean that they're experts in the field, right? These are sometimes ancillary duties, and we're calling from other
agencies.
agencies.
Operated vehicle. Yeah, they even had that thing in there. Was that the little submarine robot thing in the water?
To try to jump in, and tracking underwater is an extremely difficult thing to do. So I think part of our debrief on any of these situations is how do we figure out to improve our services, work on our resources and the way that we use them. A lot of this equipment is high end, very expensive, and you really need to have a lot of practice and expertise. And I think that's where a group like Adventures with Purpose is able to focus and practice those skills and really hone them. And so we're appreciative that they were able to come out and locate it. I also don't want to take away, though, from anything from our volunteers as well as law enforcement that have been out there. I mean, we literally had people swimming in the water looking down so that we didn't disturb the ground initially. You know, my understanding is the vehicle was upside down. That also makes it more difficult. And if silt and things come up above, that can also make things difficult.
The vehicle was upside down, and then when he said silt.
So before I really can say, hey, why we weren't able to do it, I also could say that we eliminated a lot of areas that we would still be searching if we didn't have all the great people out there, and that helped give them some guidance as well, I think. But clearly their expertise in diving and their equipment that they brought to the table assisted us, and we appreciate that.
Did they specifically have any specific technology that all of these 16 law enforcement agencies didn't have?
I'll have to debrief with them before I'd have the answer to that question. I believe we're going to try to do that today.
Adventures with a Purpose has referenced red tape a couple times, saying they don't have the red tape that maybe your assisting agencies have. What is that red tape, and why might it be easier for a private organization to do
red
this?
tape.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what we're talking about in regards to red tape. I think that from the very beginning, we never deterred anybody other than certain scenes that we closed off at times. That
I'm thinking red tape, they mean like they don't have the same restrictions as law enforcement, maybe?
Became areas of interest, and we wanted to protect for evidence. So I don't know that there was any red tape ever put on this. I mean, if you look at the amount of man hours that went into it, it was like over 15,000, and I know it's even higher than that now. I don't think there was ever red tape. There were maps created for civilians to be out. The boat ramp in the lake were never actually shut down, because the way we were looking at it is more eyes out there, the better off we're going to be for finding Kiely, and that was continually the goal. So I'm not sure that there was ever red tape. I think it comes down to lots of factors, and like I said, we're going to debrief and try to figure out how do we become better and do a better job at these types of operations.
Why did agencies believe it was an abduction at first?
Yeah, I think there was a lot of miscommunication. I don't know that it was ever labeled as an abduction. I think
that's all I heard from the beginning was abduction. The entire time until one day they were like, well, we're keeping an open mind. From the very beginning, from what I remember, they were saying abduction, because the car, they said, I mean, one of the first videos that I did was a news clip where they said it's because her vehicle's not there. But then they kind of slowly gravitated to that they're keeping an open mind.
That you can never take that off the table. And so as we talked as a command group and unified command with all my partners that you see behind us, you couldn't remove that off the table because we hadn't found her. And so, there was some of the struggles with some of the services that we wanted to obtain and things we wanted to do, but we couldn't say it wasn't an abduction, but we also never said that it was an abduction. I think that was clarified fairly early on. But we also probably wouldn't have received all the services and all the people if that wasn't an option.
So they get more things if it's an abduction, I guess? It's more, I don't know, more resources, maybe?
If this was truly a search and rescue mission, we may not have had all the resources to conduct interviews. I think they identified over 400 juveniles, and to be able to interview all those folks and provide feedback off of all that, it takes an army of people, and I think we were lucky to be able to put that together between my partners and agencies that are right behind me.
Did any of the juveniles, anybody?
They said Dig says they were treating it as an abduction, but not classifying it as such. Okay. Yeah, true. They did say that.
You mentioned a car going over the side, a car in the water, out of all those?
I don't believe that statement was made, not to my knowledge.
Was there any indication that this was an accident or foul play?
That's still being investigated. If we'd like, we could turn it over for CHP can give some information. They are conducting the accident investigation utilizing their MATE team.
Good morning, Josh Ellers, Assistant Chief with CHP Valley Division based in Sacramento, which Truckey's a part of. I can confirm that our department is conducting a fatality traffic collision investigation. We're harnessing all of our resources, working with all of our partners here. As you see, we're utilizing our MATE team, our multidisciplinary accident investigation team, to harness more data from the vehicle that was recovered. We've utilized all of our air resources to map and video and take photographs.
Lindsay said nobody asked about the pinks and calls either.
Of the area in question, and that's currently ongoing, so I can't comment on the nature and details of that investigation, but I certainly appreciate all the partnership that we have here with our local county and state partners, and we'll continue to assist in any overarching way that we can as an agency.
Do we know how close the vehicle was to the actual party site?
I don't have the exact location in terms of distance, but it was relatively close to the area in question.
Like a few hundred yards or a half a mile?
I couldn't say. I haven't seen the exact data and the mapping. That's still ongoing.
Did many partygoers leave by the same route?
You know, I can't comment on all of that, but what I can tell you is, and I think it's been discussed, is this is a very popular area. There's a lot of foot traffic, a lot of vehicular traffic on and off road, so certainly crisscrossed and a lot of extensive movement in that area continually throughout this time of year, certainly.
Is there any suspicion that it could have been another car who maybe hit this car, or was it a one-person car?
And that was a good question.
I don't have that information that I could comment on at this time. What I can tell you is we'll do a thorough investigation. We'll take every bit and piece of information that we have, including what's already been provided to us, and we'll reach some conclusions that will be provided to the parties of interest at that time.
Before Adventures with Purpose went out there this weekend, when was the last time that we had swimmers or divers from any of these 16 agencies out there searching in that area?
I'd defer back to the Nevada County Sheriff for that question. Thank you.
Yeah, I would say that we actually have had divers, not necessarily in Prosser, but in lots of bodies of water up until even the days that they were there.
They said divers not in Prosser, but in other
agencies out there searching in that area.
I'd defer back to the Nevada County Sheriff for that question. Thank you.
Yeah, I would say that we actually have had divers, not necessarily in Prosser, but in lots of bodies of water up until.
So not in Prosser then, the divers?
Even the days that they were there. There were many ponds they were following up on Coldstream, as well as other bodies of water. So I don't know that dive teams ever discontinued. It was more of trying to still follow up on all of those things. And I believe Adventures with Purpose also had been diving at other lakes as well within the area.
Yeah, they should have asked about the phone. Dan, that would have been a good question. I'm going to get the super chats too in a second.
Any time frame from the time that Adventures with Purpose started to how long it took them to find it?
You're talking on Prosser Lake specifically?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was relatively quickly, but I don't have an exact time. Like, again, we're going to have to debrief with them, figure out, between putting equipment down, getting in the water, and identifying where the car was at.
Can you talk about what happened last night in terms of taking the car out? What kind of law enforcement was there? And what happened last night?
Yeah, I mean, I think most of the law enforcement partners you see behind me were present during that time, trying to do the best they could for ensuring that everything was done correctly, and also trying to add some levels of privacy to the best of the ability in worrying about the family and ensuring that they were covered as well. But I mean, beyond that, I don't know what your specific question is asking. But
how do you get a car out that's offshore? How does that happen, and then where does the car go? What happens? What happens from last night to when you arrived to today?
Yeah, so once the car was located, dive teams were assembled. I believe Placer County was probably still the primary dive team. They have to use lots of devices to lift the car, turn it over, and then the use of tow trucks was what made it possible for pulling the vehicle out of the water. And the vehicle is taken down. The FBI has offered up assistance and are going to be helping to conduct investigation regarding the vehicle itself. And the car was located, dive teams were assembled. I believe Placer County was probably still the primary dive team. They have to use lots of devices to lift the car, turn it over. And
right, so that's what we were talking about yesterday. Lifted, it was turned over.
And then the use of tow trucks was what made it possible for pulling the vehicle out of the water. And the vehicle is taken down. The FBI has offered up assistance and are going to be helping to conduct investigation regarding the vehicle itself and making sure that we don't miss something that may be in there that we're not aware of.
Are you guys confident the car was in the water since the night of the party?
I have no reason to believe that it wasn't, but until we have those answers.
That's so here we go. That's a good one. That slipped by me earlier. So because a lot of people, there's some good questions. I mean, there's some that should have been asked too. Definitely like the phone stuff and the ping. Maybe they probably wouldn't be able to answer it anyway. But listen again.
Of those answers, I wouldn't know the answer to it.
Can you just clarify as far as what teams had been in?
And making sure that we don't miss something that may be in there that we're not aware of.
Are you guys confident the car was in the water since the night of the party?
Are you guys confident the car was there since the night of the party? So that's something that's come up a lot. Where, see, okay, I've been leaning the entire time. Mostly, this is just like an accident. But I have friends. There's people in the chat. We even did a poll last night where people like, some people think it's foul play. I think it's some sort of accident. But yeah, people were like, no, that car couldn't have been there all this time because how did these people search and not see it? You know, or people are thinking that, coming up with all kinds of stuff. But so far, he says that he doesn't have anything to indicate that it wasn't there since then. And they did talk about the water levels as well.
Has offered up assistance and are going to be helping to conduct investigation.
We still got to get to that body part because that was kind of weird though, man.
Regarding the vehicle itself and making sure that we don't miss something that may be in there that we're not aware of.
Are you guys confident the car was in the water since the night of the party?
I have no reason to believe that it wasn't, but you know, until we have those answers, I wouldn't know the answer to it.
Can you just clarify as far as what teams had been in that?
And they should definitely be able to tell though with an autopsy, and definitely the black box or whatever, the computer in the car. They should definitely be able to tell like how long for certain that car's been there.
Area before Adventures with Purpose, if any, on that specific on Prosser.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost so many that it would be hard to link out. It wasn't, but you know, until we have those answers, I wouldn't know the answer to it.
Can you just clarify as far as what teams had been in that area before Adventures with Purpose, if any, on that specific on Prosser?
Yeah, I mean, it's almost so many that it would be hard to link out between the different teams. There were numerous boats: Yuba County, Alameda, Nevada County, Placer County. Swimmers came from Washoe County. We had divers from every single one of those agencies, and then some. I mean, it was a vast amount of people. And I would just say, unless you've conducted these types of searches and tried to do it, it does take a level of expertise, and nothing's perfect. You know, when you fly a helicopter over the air trying to identify if something is there, most places give that less than a 5% probability of detection, meaning if you flew over, you only have a 5% chance of seeing something.
Yeah, I never heard of that. I mean, I guess it makes sense. I wonder, can we look that up too? I'll let it play. Well, maybe somebody knows they can, or Capstar, you out there watching, man? Maybe you can answer that if you know about that. The helicopter visibility reduction or something. Anything that. Let's see, helicopter visibility. I mean, it makes sense, but I don't see a direct, easy answer.
You had trees and brush and bushes and dirt and all these other things, and it becomes a pretty difficult task. Even though once you find the answer, on hindsight, everything looks 20/20. The reality is it's not that simple. It is pretty complex and it's tough. So again, we're just appreciative that the resources came out and were able to help us in locating it.
Were there signs that the person in the car tried to escape?
I think that's too preliminary for us to be able to determine that at this time.
Was there more than one body in the vehicle?
No, there was not more than one body in the vehicle.
That was so weird. I mean, am I just reading into that? I don't know. Why do you have to think about that?
2020. The reality is it's not that simple. It is pretty
I don't want to send the crazies crazy, you know, but
complex and it's tough. So again, we're just appreciative that the resources came out and were able to help us in locating it.
Were there signs that the person in the car tried to escape?
I think that's too preliminary for us to be able to determine that at this time.
Was there more than one body in the vehicle?
No, there was not more than one body in the vehicle.
Describe the difficulty of what water does over 2 weeks to evidence.
It depends. That's a complicated question. I'm not an expert in water. However, temperature of the water and things like that come into play. But it can add.
Maybe he was thinking about the question. He was just thinking about, I don't know.
Difficulty based on many factors that can cause damage to, obviously.
Maybe AC Brown says to make sure he could answer it.
Things that we want
Doesn't
to
wanna
look at
misspeak.
to investigate, but also to bodies that may have been submerged for a period of time.
There likely could have been tire tracks or some type of signal that a car did go into
They said it's a weird question. Maybe the way he phrased the question.
the water there. Did rain impact that? Did this heavy activity in the area impede seeing those signs?
I think everything's a factor, but again, that's where we rely on the MATE team from CHP to come in with their expertise and be able to provide some of those answers.
You saw that?
It seems that Adventures with Purpose have pretty sophisticated equipment. Is this something that the agencies here have, or you all still need?
Yeah, I'll have to debrief with them to figure out what equipment exactly they use to see if it's items that we have or if it's a matter of training with the items that we have. So until we talk to them and know exactly what they used and how they went about it, I wouldn't be able to answer that correctly.
They also said the car was 14 feet deep.
Maybe he had to think about if they could release that information. Maybe that's what it was. No way. Oh, shoot.
Did y'all go that far to look for the car?
Yeah, some of that information is sometimes deceiving. So yeah, the car was reported at 14 or 15 feet. However, the water level since the 6th has also dropped a vertical 3.5 to 4 feet, which could be 20 to 25 feet off of shore. So a lot of things have changed in those aspects. Until we really can look into all that information and sort through it, it's difficult to say whether those factors had a play in it or not. I think it's still more important for us to debrief, look at training, look at equipment, look at tools, and look at outside entities that are experts, where this is maybe their full-time gig that they do, and try to see how we have that involvement from the community to come out and help support.
At this time, can you tell if there are any signs of foul play?
At this time, we're not going to be able to say anything like that.
It's been said that people were drinking at the party that night. Was anything found in the car that could lead you to believe that she was drinking that, where the person found was?
Yeah, the investigation's ongoing, so we're not going to be able to comment on that.
It seemed like where they found the car, it might have been pretty far from the road. Do you have suspicions that maybe the people were parking on that little island?
I wouldn't be able to comment on that either unless somebody gave some statements to that. I hadn't heard any information like that, though.
Do you have any theories as to how the car got in the water, and also what gear was the car found in?
I think if I make up theories, then I'm just guessing, and I'm going to lead us back into a trail that's not certain. So we'll wait until we have those facts and details. And as far as the car, we're not going to release any information until we've done a solid investigation on it.
Who received the first call from Adventures with Purpose, and what was that call like?
I don't know that we received a first call. I think we reached out to them after we read it online. And so I'm not sure, I mean, again, with 150 law enforcement officials, it's possible that a call came in and something happened. But from the Unified Command and talking with my partners, none of us were aware of an initial. So we tasked the investigative sergeant with contacting them and reaching out. So I believe, best I know, we did that proactively on our end.
And they contacted the family?
I think there's still some sketchy details on exactly how that contact went out. So I don't want to speak on behalf of the family.
What is going on with this? What happened? I'm just sidestepping for a second. Breaking high-speed chase in Oklahoma. I saw people in the chat mentioning it. Let me just turn on the audio real quick, see what
This is our NBC sister station in Oklahoma City. A little bit of a breakup in the signal here, and there it is back. And now we get a better shot of right there on the curb, or next to the curb.
What the hell is going on?
You see one person, a suspect, flat on their back. Or actually, no, it appears to be on their stomach. And again, this is a shooting that, again, according to KFOR, that injured 2 deputies in Oklahoma County. This is in, of course, the area of Oklahoma City. Again, the shooting is said to have occurred on the 2200 block of Southwest 78th Street in Oklahoma City.
Wow. Okay, I just want to kind of sidestep to see what happened because I saw people were talking about that. It seemed pretty crazy. It's a bank robber or something. I guess they got the guy. Holy crap.
Now we're getting a better look. Here, let's just confirm. Stand by.
Okay. Okay. All right. We'll leave them there for now. Just want to kind of see what that was about. Weird. I think we got the interesting parts of this.
When you heard, you personally, when you heard that they might have found the car,
I can leave the screen up. You can watch it.
Well, I think what we all are thinking, which is hopefully this is true, and we got a lot of work ahead of us to make sure that we still do right by the family. Our biggest concern is making sure that the family has been aware of everything from day one, and that we're not shielding them, but we're also not bombarding them with things. There's a lot of ups and downs throughout this investigation, a lot of emotional turns throughout the whole thing, and our goal was to make sure we're supportive of the family throughout this whole task and doing our best in that.
How long will an investigation into the car, maybe that was for Highway Patrol or FBI, how long does an investigation to look at a car take to figure out what may have happened?
I mean, I think there's a lot of factors in that. I don't mind turning it over to CHP and let them.
Because obviously we have a multifaceted investigation with multiple agencies, it can take time. You know, the FBI is working, evaluating the vehicle. We have to come in and do that. We want to allow them to work. We'll come in and examine data, examine the vehicle, have all of our investigators look at that car. So
going on here?
depending on
See this shit?
circumstances, it can be a...
I'm sorry, this is a solo.
And bound at the ankles and his hands bound behind his back.
What the heck?
You see some
is going
fist
on?
bumps there from sheriff's deputies responding to the scene.
Hopefully nobody was hurt. I mean, I think did they say deputies were shot at or shot? I don't think anybody was injured though.
I have seen a good amount of high-speed pursuits, chases, that we have covered from helicopters across the country when we tap into these live signals. I have never seen one of a pickup truck towing a boat. That was a first. I had never seen that before. And I think that Oklahoma news stations are now just really getting more information as to how exactly this all transpired, and will likely get an update from Oklahoma City officials and from the Oklahoma County Sheriff's Office. But when we first got this live feed into the stream center here, the very first thing that we saw was a high-speed pursuit. I mean, I'm talking at least 60 miles an hour of a vehicle towing a boat, a pickup truck towing a boat.
Look at JB.
And then it, of course, got to this toll booth.
Oh, he's stunned.
And the toll booth was jam-packed, and the vehicle was unable to get through. The suspect getting out of the vehicle, and then, of course, we have the arrest on the ground. Again, this is live from Oklahoma City, and you can clearly see that there are dozens of curb.
Do we actually see anything, or did it start? Let me see something.
Stream here on Facebook.
No, we only see the end
Stream.
of it. We don't actually see
On Monday, emergency crews were called to a report.
All right, I'll look into that later to see if we can actually see. The guy has like 6 computers. Screens. I got 3, and I'm like overwhelmed sometimes. All right. You guys are like, no more conference.
Several days, it could be several weeks. We also want to wait on other information related from the coroner's office and other things that all get compiled into a comprehensive investigation. So the easy answer is it could take a while.
What is that?
All right, we've had an opportunity to hear from most reporters. Most have asked 2 questions. Is there anybody that had a follow-up question that they have not been able to ask yet?
Got a follow-up.
Go ahead, sir.
There was a report that Adventures with Purpose was told by police that they did not need to search Foster, or at least in the specific area where the car was found, because that had been extensively searched already. Is that true?
Yeah, I'd say that's probably not accurate, and we shared maps, ping information, and locations, and so we probably shared that was extensively searched, and sonar was used, and that may add to the level of where they chose to go to first or last.
Nice.
However, nothing was prevented or shared, and I don't believe that we gave any indication that we thought we knew where she was at, because clearly from all of our daily press releases, we reported over and over again that we didn't know where she was at, and we needed anybody's help and assistance in finding that location.
But you were working in partnership with Adventure with Purpose?
Yeah, I believe that what ultimately occurred was that our sergeant was able to make contact with them, Sergeant Powers with the Placer County Sheriff's Office, come up with a plan and share information on where things were at. And so we're still appreciative, like I said, of them being able to locate the vehicle.
Will they get the cash reward for helping find the vehicle and the body?
It's not a question I'll be able to answer.
All right, from what I've heard, a lot of people have said they don't accept the rewards. That's what I heard. people in the chat yesterday saying.
Have you been able to determine a cause of death, and will there be a toxicology report conducted?
Yeah. The question was, have we determined cause of death, and will there be a toxicology inquest? Yes.
Whose stream were you watching first? Want to see at what question everyone got up and walked out. So you want me to pull up the previous stream? Just skip to the end?
Autopsy is scheduled for tomorrow. Toxicology results generally take 4 to 6 weeks for a return on those, and at that time we will provide that back over to Nevada County.
Thank you. Does anyone from the family want to make any comments at this point specifically about this massive search and all the tips that came in?
Let's take a look and see. This was posted on Legacy reposted this video. I mean, I only see like an aerial view. I can't tell. I mean, to me, it looks like. Oh, it looks like one. Is it? Yeah, no, I'm looking at this thing right here. Probably need because they did an overview yesterday too, like from the top, from the drone or whatever that was. I don't know. Yeah, that's true. That is true, Heather. AWP would know if the car was in drive. Well, they would know too if there was more than one body. They would have said something, right? I would think they would, or maybe that they were told not to. I would think they would mention that, or I don't know. Wouldn't they have to bust out both driver and passenger windows to get the car out easier? Since it would be filled with water. I was told, I don't know, I heard different conflicting things. I was told that Adventures with Purpose wouldn't do that because it could mess up evidence. Like they wouldn't bust the windows, but I don't know. Is it just playing over and over? Hold on. You want me to play? Well, let's finish. Let's see. Hold on a second. Let me get out of here. Let's just finish this last bit and then I'll go to the other clip. You said.
Don't believe they do at this point. Yeah. So with that, we'll go ahead and wrap up the press conference. Thank you all for coming here today. We certainly appreciate it, and pay attention to both Placer County Sheriff's Office as well as Nevada County Sheriff's Office as we continue to share details as they become available. So thank you.
This is why they invented mailboxes.
Is this what we're talking about? 15 minutes and 56 seconds, they told me. Okay, let's go. 15 minutes.
I think that's too preliminary for us to be able to determine that at this time.
Was there more than one body in the vehicle?
No, there was not more than one body in the vehicle.
Describe the difficulty of what water does over 2 weeks.
The family walks. Is that what?
Is it's not that simple. It is pretty complex and it's tough. So again, we're just appreciative that the resources came out and were able to help us in locating.
Were there signs that the person in the car tried to escape?
I think that's too preliminary for us to be able to determine that at this time.
Was there more than one body in the vehicle?
No, there was not more than one body in the vehicle.
Describe the difficulty of what water does over 2 weeks to evidence.
It depends. That's a complicated question. I'm not an expert in water. However, temperature of the water and things like that come into play.
That was family? I don't think that's family. Is that?
But it can add difficulty based on many factors that can cause damage to, obviously, things that we want to look at to investigate, but also to bodies that may have been submerged for a period of time.
There likely could have been tire tracks or some type of signal that a car...
Oh, there's people leaving, though. I don't know. What's up with that? They are... All right, let me flip the screen a bit so we can get it. Maybe it looks easier for you guys. Give me 1 second. Bear with me. Okay. I guess in the other one, because the other one is zoomed in, the other live feed, so we couldn't see this happening. But with this jacked up feed, which is like vertical, we can actually see this happening. And it looks like there's some people leaving. Was that Mags or who? Yeah, who was that? That was a good catch. Okay, escape plan, skateboarding. All right, I'm gonna take a look at that next. I'm copying the link. I'm gonna copy that. Weird. It looks like 2 gurneys are being carried to shore 59 minutes. Okay, could be something else. All right, let's take a look.
No, there was not more than one body in the vehicle.
Describe the difficulty of what water does over 2 weeks to evidence.
It depends. That's a
I don't know. People are saying Sammy and Megs. I don't know.
complicated question. I'm not an expert in water. However, temperature of the water and things like that come into play. But it can add difficulty based on many factors that can cause damage to, obviously, things that we want to look at to investigate, but also to bodies that may have been submerged.
That does kind of look like her, right? Like her hairstyle, kind of. Oh, that's interesting. That's a good catch. Yeah,
there likely could have been tire...
I wonder if I can make this a little... I know it's kind of jacked up. Let me just make it a little bit bigger, if I can. Hold on 1 second. Make it a little bit bigger. Let's try that again.
Vehicle?
No, there was not more than one body in the vehicle.
So this is the mother. Oh, my screen's all messed up, so I can't even use this. But where do I go up? Oh, here we go. Mother right here, I think, right? This is dad.
Describe the difficulty of what water does over 2 weeks to evidence.
It depends. That's a complicated question. I'm not an expert in water. However, temperature of the water and things like that come into play. But it can add difficulty based on many factors that can cause damage to, obviously, things that we want to look at to investigate, but also to bodies that may have been submerged for a period of time.
There likely could have been tire tracks or some type of signal that a car did go into the water.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Did
I don't know. Were they going somewhere? I don't know. It's weird. And then that's where remember we were looking for the long hair lady too? I guess they all went out at the same time. Well, that's dad, not mom on his left.
Places give that less than a 5% probability of detection, meaning if you flew over, you only have a 5% chance of seeing something. You had trees.
Yeah, she was right. Somebody said mom is looking like, what the fuck?
and brush and bushes and dirt and all these other things, and it becomes a pretty difficult task. Even though once you find the answer, on hindsight, everything looks 20/20. The reality is it's not that simple. It is pretty complex and it's tough. So again, we're just appreciative that the resources came out and were able to help us in locating.
Were there signs that the person in the car tried to escape?
I think that's too preliminary for us to.
iCkEdMeL, I'm looking at the video again. It looks like something they brought out for divers to sit on, actually. All right, thanks, Escape Plan Man. Appreciate that. Thank you for clearing that up, because I know people were going to go crazy with that.
Be able to determine that at this time.
Was there more than one body in the vehicle?
No, there was not more than one body in the vehicle.
Describe the difficulty of what water does over 2 weeks to evidence.
It depends. That's a complicated question. I'm not an expert in water.
Oh, I see.
Evidence.
It depends. That's a complicated question. I'm not an expert in water. However, temperature of the water and things like that come into play. But it can add difficulty based on many factors. That
was Grandpa getting up and leaving too, right there?
Can cause damage to, obviously, things that we want to look at to investigate, but also to bodies that may have been submerged for a period of time.
There likely could have been tire tracks or some type of signal that a car did go into the water there. Did rain impact that? Did this heavy activity in
Maybe they were just upset.
the area impede seeing those signs?
I think everything's a factor.
All right, we watched this a bunch of times already. Let me fix this back. And all right. Let's kind of move on to a couple of things. Maybe we can do some calls. Depends how you guys feel. Or I mean, I feel like this presser kind of, unfortunately just leaves more questions. We're going to have to wait. I don't know why I was sent this old tweet. We saw this already. Here's some nice pictures that was posted of Kiely by Stormy Bayou. And again, rest in peace and condolences to the family. It says, my heart hurts for her family. I lived through this before with a loved one. It brings lots of regrets and convincing yourself that there's something you could have done to prevent it. I pray they are gentle with themselves and find peace in her love and memory. Oh, damn. I don't want to mess with this news station.
All people out there earlier. Date here, but again, we're here at Prosser Creek Reservoir. As I fade in the distance, you can see that bright light. That is the area where they took that car out of the lake. That is the west shore of the Prosser Creek Reservoir, and we're on the east shore as investigators still protecting that area and trying to figure out exactly if that car and the body they found in there are of Kiely Rodni. A car pulled out of the water at Prosser Creek Reservoir in Nevada County. Adventures with Purpose, an independent dive team.
Do calls? We could open up the lines. I mean, I think a lot of this stuff we've kind of seen already.
Believes it to be the car belonging to missing 16-year-old Kiely Rodni.
Let's open up the calls. Let's just jump straight to the calls. While we have the presser kind of still fresh in our head. And I'm going to open up the lines, and then I'm going to take the super chats because I got to catch up on that. I'm a little tired today. I woke up went to sleep late. We were up kind of late last night. Went to sleep late. Woke up super early for school and all this stuff. No caffeine today. Should have had some. Okay. Already somebody calling in. Quick! Speed dial. All right, give me 1 second. I'm dialing in. Okay, let me get the super chats.
The call-in studio web interface.
Anastasia and Christina, thank you for becoming members. Stunkin60s, thank you for this super chat. Tiffany, thank you for the membership. Ashley, started following you this month. Thanks for all you do. Jess, thank you for becoming a member. Amanda, thank you for the super chat. When they said take the time to take time. Jesus, threw me for a loop there. Thanks, Amanda. Stace, thank you, Mel. This is local to me anyway. Awareness to Jolissa Fuentes case helps. Yeah, for sure. I wonder how AWP can contribute to that. Gandhi, thank you for the super chat. Definitely needs more training / retraining. Adrian, I'll have more questions and answers after this. Light Side of the Moon, thank you for the super chat. Says, hey Mel, hope you've been hanging in there, but I want to know the time of Kaylee's last call versus when they think her car went under. Well, we don't know about when her car exactly went under. We don't know that. That would be interesting to know. Supposedly the last call was 12:36 with Sammy. And supposedly, I don't know how that happens when supposedly the last ping was 12:33. Rainey, thank you so much for the membership. Ashley, thank you for the super chat. Diggs, please be kind. Law enforcement is having to answer questions about a dead child in front of their family. Maybe that's why some of these people got up and walked out. It's hard to balance to give facts without hurting the family. Emma, thank you for the membership, 7 months. Callie, well, Mel, keep up the self-care and ignore all the a-holes. You have such a respectful and empathetic connection with your chatter / mod squads. You are a star of a dad or a diamond of a dad. Heed the wisdom of Ye Ol Sea Watch. What is that? Ye Ol Sea Witch. Who's the Ye Ol Sea Witch? Is that a story? Ye Ol Sea Witch. Once upon a time, the Sea Hag, a fictional character. Okay, I'll read about that sometime. You don't know that story, iCkEdMeL? Constable Dickey, thank you for the super chat. Just a sad accident. I think that's all it is. I'll keep an open mind to see what happens, but in my opinion, I think it's just going to be that. Monica, thank you for the membership. Hermes, is that Sammy? Looks like her to me. Not sure. They're saying maybe Megs. Mo, thank you for the super chat. I don't think she wanted to hear the condition. Yeah. Marty Hardy, Apple Maps shows a road leading into the map. Apple Maps shows a road leading into that water. Yeah, I think we showed that last night too. And the last one, May Glove, thank you for the super chat. It's a bit strange that they'd be emptying their IG accounts now that she's found. Why weren't they erasing it until now? I think, like I said, I saw a bunch of nasty comments on there. Somebody sent me a screenshot. These people are vicious. And so I can only imagine, why would you just, I don't know, leave your social media open like that? I mean, but yeah, maybe why now? Maybe they don't feel they need to have it open that she's found now. I don't know. 951. How you doing? Where you calling from?
What up, big dog, man? It's Junior.
Hey, Junior. What's up, man?
Not much, man. Freaking just chilling, waiting for this presser like y'all were. Kind of a little confused. That was the blonde girl with the green jacket. I think that's Mags. You said, what is that her name? The one with the pimples on her face? That's definitely her. And the third girl is 100% it's her because she's got the blonde short hair and just like her, just the way she stands. And then Sammy, you could just tell by her body and her hair that she was the third girl with the denim shorts. 100%, 120%. Just shows these. And the mom walked out because, bro, she ain't trying to hear like what the heck water does to decomposing bodies. You see what they do in like 2 days, let alone like freaking weeks.
Right.
But nah, bro, I feel like kind of pissed at these sheriffs and shit, bro, because they should be. I feel like this presser wasn't even really about anything but them trying to like cover their ass. Like, yeah, we put in so much man hours and this and that. But bro, AWP came and freaking shit on y'all's tactics, bro. Like y'all were out there looking, and these fools come out here literally for like a day and put y'all to shame. And y'all didn't really like give them that much recognition, which y'all don't got to, but they were like just. And I don't know if you noticed, but the reporters were getting them. They were like, did any of the 16
agencies
counties have any of this? Yeah, they were trolling them. They didn't even realize it, like by asking them all these questions and shit. But yeah, I feel like that was whack of them, bro. Like, and you notice they didn't have that other spokesgirl on because I think she had a bad attitude when everything first popped off. Remember that one like skinny spokesgirl for the whatever county sheriffs?
think she had a bad attitude. I don't think nobody liked her because of that, and you don't want that bad vibes on a case like this. So they brought this girl out to start the conference,
Oh, you think she had attitude? The one with the long hair, kind of brown long hair? She was a little spicy, I think,
Yeah,
right?
for sure, because she was spicy because like the reporters were asking her questions, rightfully so, with like a little bit of smart assness. And she was like, well, we're, paraphrasing, like, we're doing our job. Obviously, chick, you're not, because AWP put y'all to freaking shame, man. And if y'all are gonna say, all right, bro, we tried, respect, bro, for trying, but if y'all gotta be like, all right, we're gonna try, but right now we're calling 100% we're gonna have AWP, because they didn't say that then. They're just like, we're gonna go in and look ourselves. Like, nah, y'all better call AWP, the experts at this stuff, because yeah, they freaking found the thing and stuff, man. It's whack, man. Oh, and then the positively identifying something, bro. Y'all better look for her damn 17 tattoo and stop like. My bad, bro. This press conference got me on one, bro. They're whack, bro. Like, they should have asked about the phone and they should have asked about the 17 tattoo to be like, okay, that's her. We ain't gonna wait another 2 weeks and ring it out for every drop. The mom don't want to hear that crap. Any of that stuff, man. But yeah, freaking, I just feel like they should have just been more cool. They're talking about, we put 15,000 hours in. Yeah, I'm sure y'all did, man. But I feel like the other volunteers were probably putting in more effort than the dang cops who were like, damn, bro, we got to like go today and like, look, that's how cops be, they don't even care. They just want to get off the shift and go. But yeah, man, I don't want to freaking go too hard, but they're whack, bro. They should just be like, we fucked up. Sorry to excuse my language, but we fucked up. And I know he said that we're gonna go back and look at our techniques. Like, bro, y'all better freaking study these fools and stuff. And I don't know why, like, they said they go to conventions and stuff, AWP, and kind of brief on the mass. It's like, why aren't y'all briefed, a little bit better on technique and stuff, Just whack, bro. And fakeness, bro. I bet you they walked out with the mom to go comfort her. I'd be like, if I was the mom, bro, I'd be like, get away from me. Y'all the reason why the freaking this is all happening. And real quick, bro, one time I was in a party, bro, and like a back row, bro, with all the homies and chicks and everyone. Guess what we did, bro? When we left, bro, we left in a car of lions, bro, all at the same damn time.
Really?
And with the most fucked up ones in the front. I know that's bad, bro. You shouldn't drink and drive and stuff. But like, hey, bro, that's better than leaving your damn friend. And they said, you said earlier that your friend gave you the keys and you were bobbing around for 2 hours shoeless and shit.
Yeah.
Like, that ain't cool, man. You're supposed to be like, hey, we're dipping. It was like, I think if I recall the moment, it was like, hey, we're dipping. And some of them were like, nah. We're like, nah, get your asses up. We're fucking leaving, bro. Like, we don't know what's going to happen. And that's the right thing to do, no matter how they feel in that moment. They'll thank you later, Yeah, freaking.
Kevin in the chat says AWP has overlooked cars before also. Found them on the second or third try. So maybe it's not as easy as people think it is. Some people maybe just think, oh, you just go there, you look in, kind of whatever, and then. But I don't know.
Oh, okay, for sure. So they fuck up too. So okay, for sure. That's cool then.
Probably,
that's cool.
But they're like the best. They're probably the best at it. But yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And if the best is missing, then yeah, they're obviously gonna miss too. That makes sense. But they should have just been like, man, we're going in like a blind chicken. We don't even know, but we're gonna try, man. And I don't know. I just feel like they should have just took a little bit more ownership. Stop talking about the man hours they put up in here, like, because bro, 24 hours AWP put y'all to shame. I don't care about your 15,000. That's like a waste of time, literally. What the heck y'all doing, bro? And they were saying, oh, she was in the body of water, y'all. She was trolling. One of the reporters was trolling them so hard. They were like, she was like, so she was in the body of water y'all were like looking at, like, and that should be a technique, bro. One sweep over, another sweep over. It shouldn't just be like one sweep, because I'm sure if adventures, they learn, I bet they go, man, we fucked up and we're the pros. We do 2 sweeps now. And I bet you like cops do obviously like 1 sweep, and they learn. I'm guessing adventures with purpose, they always put it in their pocket for the next, the next, next mission,
Right.
They learn from their mistakes. And like I said, they sweep twice now versus like the cops not knowing and sweeping over once the whole lake and shit. But yeah, man, that's why I call and say those fools are whack for fucking not freaking really owning up to their shit. They're just trying to cover their ass and shit. Shout out to
thanks,
AW
man.
fucking P. Y'all hit the like button for freaking Mel.
All right,
Let's
Junior.
go.
Thanks, man. Take care, bro.
Hell yeah. Ciao, bro.
Peace.
Yo, late.
All right, I'm gonna get the chat, but this was sent to me. This Legacy posted this. Jagger has made his first post after learning the sad news about the discovery of Kylie's remains and car, and he said here, "You are my entire world. You are my entire world. You will always be. I will never love someone the way I loved you. I missed you, even when I was holding you in my arms. I could never get enough of you. I promised I would be with you until the end, and I was serious." Bless you.
A couple hours, then we can go.
Okay, that's nice. Kind of sad. He was really in love with her. Tough. 615. How you doing? Where you calling from? 615. You're on the line.
Hey, this is Brandy. I'm calling from Nashville, Tennessee.
Brandy, what's up?
What's up? I've been following your story for a while now. I was just trying to comment on like the whole situation with the Sammy situation, and then like there's some reports where there's actually like a picture on a NewYorkPost.com where you can see when they're pulling out the car, and the back window is like halfway down. So
Right.
the front windows are busted, which could possibly happen like during a recovery, but the
Right.
back window's down. And then they covered up the back side. They didn't
Right.
cover up the front. So you can see inside the front if you can see a body or whatnot. So it's just really odd that the ping went missing at that point in time where she was located, and then the last call was with Sammy, and then Sammy heard contradicting stories or whatnot. It just really seems like there's a cover-up going on. There's so many kids not talking. It was close to the party. Like, whenever a CRV cuts on their car, their lights come on. And that's pretty close to where they were partying at. So they would see the lights coming on and obviously going into the lake. It just makes no sense that nobody sees that and nobody's talking, or nobody has came forward saying, hey, we saw a car go there. And then they pause when it comes to the whole situation when they were talking about how many bodies were in the car and whatnot. So it seems like possibly somebody else was driving. And, you know, Sammy kind of slipped up whenever she had the interview with the Dream Chasers, I think it was called, when she was talking about driving, then she, like, corrected herself. So it's kind of weird, like, how she wants everybody to come to her, all the kids to come to her, and she says she's, like, in cahoots with the FBI and whatnot. It just seems like a big cover-up. And then her walking out of the interview with her friends, it just seems like there's way more going on.
Okay. So you think they're involved? Is what you're saying? You think the kids did it?
I definitely think that. I think that possibly there was a situation that maybe somebody was trying to drive, or maybe she overdosed, and they ended up going into the lake, and they got out and couldn't save her, and they tried to cover it up.
All right. Well, thanks, Brandy. I appreciate it. Thanks for the call.
All right, thank you.
All right, bye. Yeah, some people, the foul play people believe in that. 707, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Hey,
Okay.
don't see which now, man.
Somebody said she was behind.
Sandy.
Who's this?
Yeah, no, I sent you 2 PayPals, and it has. You have to read the stories in them.
You sent me stories. Okay, I'm gonna take it out.
Yeah, in your PayPals. I mean, you've got 2 stories I wrote. One was for you, one's for Maddie.
Okay.
But anyway,
I'm
instead
gonna
of
open it up.
emailing you.
Okay.
Anyway, this case today was just should have been about the family. Shouldn't have been all the gore. Reporters know how long drug tests take. They know about bloated bodies and, you know, fish eating flesh and stuff like that. That should have never been brought up. They should have just, the police are idiots. That one guy looks like he's on that rainbow fentanyl smiling. He never smiled in any of the conferences.
The rainbow fentanyl?
Now he's beaming.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's beaming now. I mean, like they solved the case. And it all goes to, I think, I asked your chatters, but it's going so fast I couldn't read it, that I think it was one of the girls females in your chat that suggested that in like one of the first two times you talked about it, suggested getting the volunteer divers down.
Right. Yeah,
And
there was
she
people.
actually contacted them.
Right. There was people from the very beginning contacting them. Yeah.
And yeah, so it wasn't even law enforcement up there in Truckee. And I'm probably about 175 miles west of Truckee. And it's a slow down, not much to do, not as bad as Mayfair with Andy, but there's not a whole lot going on until it's snow season, and then it gets disruptive. Otherwise, Tahoe and all the casinos is where the main action is. And with all the water they have, just like San Francisco has big fire trucks to get to big, tall buildings. With Tahoe and all the lakes around it, they should have the equipment and be able to find people just like the volunteers did, who get no money except for donations and donate their time. But I was just, the thing that pissed me off the most out of everything, and I shouldn't sit here and listen to the people talk before me because I get more pissed, is the disrespect they showed the family and the friends that showed up to essentially the first news press.
That is tough, man, to have to hear that.
The day
Like,
after.
yeah, the day, not even 24 hours, really. Or maybe close to it. Maybe close to it. Yeah.
So, such disrespect, and that's just really what really gets me. But anyway, yeah, I'm the old sea witch because I'm the grandma out here, and I'm the one that sends you the happy birthday from my granddaughter video.
I remember on Facebook. Yeah, that was really cute. On Facebook, right? My inbox? Yeah.
That was the best birthday present.
That was so
ever.
cute. I appreciate that.
Ever. Anyway, it's already coming up. I mean, that was for my birthday. Her birthday's this month, so we'll be celebrating hers. But anyway,
Amazing.
I'll let you guys go. Love your chatters. Hate the a-holes. Up church to up Chuck as far as I'm concerned. And keep on doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself.
Appreciate
That's
it.
what the information in the PayPal is about.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out. When did you send it?
Okay? All right.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Take care.
Thanks.
Peace.
Peace. I'm gonna have to look for that. 407. How you doing? Where you calling from?
Oh, Mel, it's Cheeks. How are you?
Cheeks. Oh shit. Troublemaker. What's up? How you doing? No, I'm just kidding. What's poppin'?
I'm good. I'm only a troublemaker when it came down to people trying to come for you. You know I'm not having that shit. So let's
Crazy.
just go ahead and clear that up. But I don't know. I told you I didn't really know what to think. It's crazy to me. I just feel like it's one of those perspective things. You know, it painted just the whole scenario surrounding her disappearance painted such a different scenario for all of us. And then for it to literally be deduced down to an accident, it's sad.
I think a lot of people are having a hard
very
time
sad.
with that, like the possibility of that. They just want it to be, because of all this stuff, it just has to be more than that. I don't think any of the kids did it. I don't think there's like some sinister plan. I mean, but who knows? Because there was drugs there. Like, I don't know, maybe something with drugs happened, but I'm still leaning towards some sort of accident. I'm really curious about the toxicology and whatever else comes out.
Yes. I was saying that yesterday. I said, you know what? I think what'll probably bed a lot of this stuff is going to be a toxicology report. Honestly, like I said, given the scenario of, you know, being at the CD party and, you know, it's the fight clubs and older men buying drugs and supplying booze. Like I said, it painted such a scenario for, you know, a lot of us. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just because we're really invested in true crime. A lot of us just think of the worst of the worst.
Right.
And then when it comes out to be something like, I don't want to say basic, but literally it is an accident, it's kind of crazy. At this point, I can't feed into any more conspiracy theories. I don't know. And I've even said it from the beginning. Like, I was kind of thinking that the girl had something to do with it, but then there were days where I was like, I don't know. And I don't know. I don't know if this is a mean girl situation. I don't know if foul play was involved. Honestly, it really could have just been a situation of she was intoxicated she was zooted as fuck and took a left turn when she should have went right, and then here we are. So it's sad, you know, God rest her soul, and I just, you know, just pray for the family to finally just kind of be at peace about the whole entire situation. I don't even know. Like I said, at this point, I'm not biting into any conspiracy theories of, you know, foul play of the vehicle and a whole bunch of teams trying to push a car offshore, that type of crap. I'm too tired. Just too tired. I really do think, you know, even in hindsight, I think it really was just an accident. Like I said, it painted a sordid picture. Like I said, maybe it's just because we're all invested in true crime, and you know, you pray for the best, prepare for the worst, but we just automatically like, oh my God, human trafficking, and oh my God, she might have been killed, and it's just very, very weird just to see how the community, you know, still likes to ream off of it, even though it is an accident. But I do think the toxicology report is really going to put a lot of stuff into perspective for us.
Yeah, definitely. If we get to see it, hopefully we get to get some details.
I'm going. Well, that's what I'm thinking too. Like, I mean, I know that she's a minor. I don't think that's public if she's a minor, right?
Yeah, she's a minor. Yep.
So kids. I don't even know if we'll actually be able to get a
we talked about that yesterday.
Toxicology report.
Yeah, I don't know. It really depends. We're wondering about that yesterday, whether we were even gonna be able to see that. Would it just be up to the parents? You know, I don't know.
Yeah, because even with
they might not want to put that up.
Gabby Petito, didn't they? That's what I was about to say. Like with Gabby Petito, didn't they like not want to publicize her autopsy, but then it had to be publicized because of something? I can't remember.
I don't know.
I feel like there was a case that we were listening to where the autopsy was sealed, and I don't know. It's so many different cases that I've been looking at and whatnot. But like I said, I just, you know, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, Makeup Lover says in the chat, in Cali they made it a law that a family can ask to not publicize the toxicology reports.
Okay. Well, now at this point in time, again, because I'm just thinking of the long game, I'm like, bro, if they don't, and I'm not saying they have to, because, you know, who are we? But, bruh, if that doesn't end up being publicized, I can only imagine the snowball of theories that's going to end up coming behind that, and then the whole, oh my God, cover-up thing. At this point in time, I just really wish that, you know, law enforcement would do a better job, because at first it looked like they were handling this, and then they dropped the ball. Like, AWP came in like, this is what we do. 48 hours in, bam, 30 minutes out. Hey, guess what? We got what you're looking for. And law enforcement clearly was looking stuck on stupid, like, oh, well, we did search those areas. I don't know what y'all were searching, but, you know, it is what it is. Let it be a lesson. Let it be a learning lesson. You know, get better training, you know, better eyes out there, better use of the equipment, or, you know, try and make use of the equipment that you have. But it's just a really sad situation. It truly, truly is. It just, you know, God rest her soul. And like I said, God bless her family. But who knows, man? I can't. I'm not really reading at this point in time. I really do feel like it was just an accident. Like, and I don't got nothing else for it. I don't know what Sammy and them are gonna do now.
I don't know. Yeah,
but
lay low, probably.
You guys have a good episode.
All right, thanks.
That's what I'm saying.
Lay low.
After all of this, how do you recoup from that?
Mm-hmm. All right. Thanks.
All right, y'all.
Appreciate it, Cheeks.
Talk to y'all later.
All right.
Not a problem, babe. Bye, guys.
Bye. Okay. 425. How you doing? Where you calling from?
Hi, this is Patricia calling from Seattle.
Hi, Patricia. Welcome.
Oh, I've been a big fan of yours since I found your channel last year.
Is it during Gabby Petito?
You know, I'm looking at the video that you're playing right now, and I couldn't help but notice in the past, 5-10 minutes, that off to the left there is a squared off area.
Yeah, they pointed that out yesterday.
Yeah. What is up with that, I wonder? Pieces of the car, something, footprints, I don't know. That just seems like they don't want anybody to walk in that area for some reason. I'm looking at the landscape of where they're pulling that car up, and I was watching somebody else's channel yesterday, just briefly, and they had Jason Jensen, who's been a private investigator, been on various channels.
Yeah.
He was saying that apparently he thought that she must have really been airborne at the point of just before landing in the water. He didn't nail it, to say for sure, but he says, typically that's somebody going 40 to 50 miles per hour. Then they might have hit something like, a sandbar or something in the water. It flipped the car over. I noticed while they were showing the car being brought up that there were no airbags. I don't know if they, removed them, but I noticed that there was no airbags deployed when they pulled that car up and we got to see inside. That's another thing that kind of is confusing. Also, I'm looking. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I don't know how the airbag thing works in water, but yeah, I didn't see it. It didn't look like it was deployed. I don't know if it does deploy in water or like how that works. Like, does it mess up the system or would it deploy or depends on the impact and speed? I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, there's just probably a lot of variables. You're right. Also, looking at the area where the party was, where the parking was, looking at the timeline when Sammy was saying that she last talked to Kiely, everybody that we've heard from says, oh yeah, everybody just left at the same time, about 12:30. I'm wondering if, Kiely might have had somebody else with her or somebody was trying to engage with her somehow. We don't know what time that car, we don't know what time the car went into the water. Was she there with somebody else, after everybody's leaving? Was she trying to leave and maybe backed into somebody else's vehicle if she was inebriated? Maybe that caused some kind of a fight or something. I don't know. I mean, there's just so many weird things about that 12:30 timeline. Are we ever going to get answers to anybody coming forward?
I don't know. And it probably still not going to come forward. I guess the people wondering what circle. This is what this caller was talking about, the area that was, like, I don't know, taped off right by where they were pulling out the vehicle.
Yeah, I wonder what that's about, Did they find one of her shoes? Was there some other evidence that they feel might be related to Kiely going into that water? I don't see anything showing up, but maybe, they might have metal detectors. Yeah, they may have something that they found that they're going to, it was just starting to get dark. Remember, it was just before sunset. And maybe they decided, we're going to have to cordon it off. We're going to have to look at it later. Get somebody like FBI could come in. They're really good about going in and looking at evidence in an area. They suspect something. So I'd be real curious to see if they make mention of that particular site.
Right. So what are you leaning towards?
Yeah.
Are you leaning towards, you think it's just, feel like it's an accident, or do you feel like there's a part of that feel there's more? Oh, disconnected? Oh, I dropped. For some reason, my call dropped. How does that happen? Hang on there for a second. Let me dial back in. Or we lost her too. The people that are on hold, just hang in there. I'm just dialing back in. There's 6 more callers, so we're going to do those calls, and then we'll be done with the calls for today, I think.
Thank you for calling Call-In Studios host and call screener line. Please enter your show.
First pound.
Room and can manage your callers from the Call-In Studio web interface.
What poll do you guys want?
Highly.
Oh, hi.
And so, to me, it just seems like I think there was enough people there that Kiely didn't know. Somebody might have realized that she was by herself, wasn't with her friends, that perhaps they saw her with earlier. and took an opportunity. Something went real wrong. I don't know who's involved. I don't know if we'll ever know. But I just feel like something's not adding up here. That she would just all of a sudden drive herself into the water.
Right.
It doesn't make sense. What do you think?
I think it was some sort of accident, just like I've been saying.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, thank you.
Hopefully we'll be able to find out, soon. But, we have to be patient. Meantime, just thinking about her mom and dad and the grandparents, what they're going through right now. I've lost family members in car accidents, and it took them, my aunt and uncle took them years to get over it. And nobody's ever the same after that.
Yeah.
And it was my cousin, and he was the same age as Kiely, and he was not driving. There was another guy driving, carload of kids after partying, and they swerved off and they hit something, and my cousin was killed instantly. I mean, it's rough, and I don't know. We'll probably hear something about an eventual community memorial service or something. But right now, my heart just goes out to Kylie's family, and I hope they get all the answers.
Well, thank you. Yeah, and appreciate the call. All right.
Oh, no problem. Just wanted to make one more mention. I was the one who put in chat earlier about that car chase in Oklahoma.
Oh, thank you.
And I really enjoy your car chases, and so I thought I've got to say something. But anyway, yeah, that's one that'll be interesting for you to maybe show in another live stream. That I really enjoy the car chases. So, but anyway, I'll let you go.
Thanks.
Thank you for taking time with me.
All right, take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye now.
Hopefully we'll get another chase soon. 618, how you doing? Where you calling from?
St. Louis, Missouri, but I'm on the Illinois side.
Hi, you're welcome.
Hi, it's Heather K.
Heather K. In the chat, I think. Have I seen you there?
Yeah,
Heather
I
K.
did. I just
Okay.
became a member today.
Oh, answer. Appreciate that. Thanks.
Yep. So I believe that it was an accident, but with Sammy, things just aren't adding up with her story, is my thing.
Okay.
I think it's an accident, but something else just doesn't seem to add up. Because if they're saying that the party was only a couple hundred yards away, why didn't anybody hear her car go into the lake?
I don't know. Yeah. Was there anybody there?
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know.
Exactly. I mean, 250 to 300 people, only, no telling how many cars had left at 12:30, no telling if there was anybody else still there, but why didn't anybody hear her go into the lake even with their windows down?
Because I don't think, the thing is, to go back to town, I mean, I don't know. I saw that private investigator go back to town. To go back to town, you wouldn't typically go this way, though. You wouldn't even really go down this road. So, let's say the group of cars had left. I don't think they're going to be leaving in this direction. She might have veered in that direction on her own.
They would have went left and she went right.
She would have went down this path by herself. There's another road. I forgot. That guy showed the video. If I could find it again. SF investigates, but it's possible that she
that's where I was looking on.
Went down the wrong way by herself, and the other group of cars are going down the other way.
True. True. And if she had her lights on, people would have seen her going down that way. So that it just seems a little weird. Because I would say, if people were behind her and they see her going right, knowing that there is a lake right there, and she's not in her right state of mind if she was drunk or high or whatnot. I was her friend or, a good person for her to see if she's okay. You know what I mean? It just doesn't add up.
Right. Well, thank you. Appreciate the call.
I don't think it was intentionally. Yeah, I don't think it was intentional though.
Okay.
I just think it's just everybody's stories are all messed up and whatnot.
Okay.
So, but hopefully they'll find out exactly what happened and go from there. But unfortunately,
definitely.
with the Ryan dude making a bunch of mess out of nothing, that's a lot of the reason why these kids aren't talking.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I totally don't blame them now. Like, when I see them doing, now that I've been a part of that mess, now that I know what it's like to have like your family endangered and like all this kind of stuff, and just people irrational and psychotic. Yeah, I can understand why people would, do what they're doing as far as social media, or whatever, like get off or whatever.
Exactly. He's been lost his marbles.
Yeah.
So,
Thank
but you have
though.
a good one.
You too. Appreciate the call.
Yes.
All right. Bye.
No problem. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. So there's 4 more calls. I'm going to get the calls, but somebody in the chat, there's a couple of things. Somebody in the chat told me to take a look at SF Investigates. They want me to look at that drone footage because they're stating that you can see the car in there. He did fly the drone over that water. We'll take a look at it, but the Prosser Reservoir, I mean. But I heard, and we'll watch it again, I heard that when he had gone over that right before he got to the vehicle, supposedly, maybe he could answer that, we could DM him, he had turned it around or panned it around or something, it wasn't seen. I don't know. So we can take a look at that again. 727, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
Hey, ickEdMeL, I actually watch you and subscribe to you. I only followed this thing because of some craziness that Ryan Upchurch. I used to follow him until he started getting into it the same way that he got into it with you about this whole case and trying to implement you as a person that of interest, trying to get you as a person of interest type deal. I don't agree with what he says because he has not all his facts straight. He doesn't even know half the stuff that he talks about because he did that with a guy that I talk to sometimes. Is Heavy Duty Country. I don't know if you heard of him. He's a YouTuber.
I heard of him. Yeah.
And yeah, he called him out and posted his mom's text on YouTube when they were beefing. I'm just gonna explain something to you. I used to be in prison, okay, in Florida.
Oh, snap. Okay.
I'm rehabilitated. I'm done because I grew up with no family. The only thing that's missing that people are not learning is that think like a criminal. Somebody has once said as a YouTuber that there was also Mexicans partying not far from that party. Okay. So I actually help officers sometimes. Especially in Pasco, like there's a head detective named Sweeney in Pasco County Sheriff's Office. So like, I tend to help a lot of stuff with them, something doesn't seem right. Like if she literally got ran off the road, there would be some type of abrasion in the back of the car when he posted that picture of the car coming that's out of the water, for one. For two, if in the line that my brother and also my uncle, who's been a cop for 25 years, okay, if they covered up the back, why not cover up the front? So that means that the body must have been in the back of the car.
Right.
It's common sense. I mean, it's use of common sense in this case, and also thinking like the criminals. So there must just for a quick reiteration, where was this incident happened at? California, Nevada?
California.
Okay, California. So remember, there's also cartels out there that are human trafficking. So also keep in mind about that. Especially when a YouTuber has spoke that there was, from the information he received that Cinema something, he does YouTube's criminal case YouTubes. He follows this stuff, and he also spoke highly of you and the guy Ronnie and
Yeah.
Zaname, something like that, the Ukrainian girl.
Yeah.
Okay, he spoke highly of you guys, and me and him actually had the same mindset. Like, you need to have a grown man mindset and apologize to these people because you're trying to say that you had something to do with it, and then going on this girl's page and saying that there has something to some other person's page that's not as amazing.
Nothing at all. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's saying that she has pedophilia on there or something, that she has involvement of human trafficking, and he has nothing to know about. And I've watched his YouTube channel. So that's why I'm saying, like, there might have been something that has, because cartels are known, and also human traffickers are known to try to cover up their crimes that they committed. You see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So it's this is big of something that it might unfold on something bigger. I mean, it could be foul play, it could be human trafficking, that she probably did fight and end up, you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still leaning towards it's just an accident, but I mean, I have like personal friends that
that could be that too.
Personal friends that think
they
it's
say
something
she was
more.
Drunk, and they say she was drugged. It's a very fishy situation. Very fishy. It's like the whole Gabby Petito thing. The guy was dead. Then, he wasn't seen. And then he was seen, and then he wasn't seen. But the whole time I was watching the whole Gabby Petito case, I didn't see him at all, except for that video they showed in Utah. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to say anything bad because I have a wife. I have 4 kids. You know what I mean? So, like, this is a touchy thing for me because I'm a dad.
Right.
So it's like, because see, like I said before, I'm an ex-convict. The way I see it is, Pasco County Sheriff's Office, no, they got 24 hours. Anything happened to my family, they got 24 hours to find the person before I do, type deal. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm one of those people that I know how to hunt. I know how to track. I know how to find people and stuff like that. So, like, that's the type of ordeals that I know about. You know what I mean? That's an old area that I know and I could do. But what I'm saying is like, and it's not saying that I don't want no critics trying to hunt me down and all this other stuff. But, it's an insight to think, like, okay, if there's a party on one side and then not far from that party that she was at, there was another party going on, this is crazy, and they're not exploiting anything, but there's a Freedom of Information Act that can tell more, but I'm not sure, and I don't want to try to sound like I'm factual, you know what I mean? Because I don't have all the facts. I'm just getting from your channel and other people's channel of what's going on, so like I could take the puzzle pieces together, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, like, I actually respect what you do, man. Like, you're content. You know what I mean?
Thank you, man. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're
that's
leaning.
That's why I thought I'd call in.
No, thank you, man. So you think there's more? You think there's more? It's not just like an accident.
There's more to the story that
Okay.
I feel the police ain't trying to say something, and there's not all bad cops. I can't say all cops are bad, because the bad apples are the ones that spoil it for the bunch.
Right.
If you understand that saying. But, it's like, there's something deep, and because of California and what it's known for and the issues they're having over there, if you look at it politically and, what's been going on lately about the human traffickings and how people are Mexicans are migrating, and there's nothing wrong because I'm Puerto Rican and black, okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I got 85% Taino Indian in my blood. So, like,
okay.
I'm not racist toward that race. So for those that are listening in, but what I'm trying to get at is that, there is cartel members. These are people that are blind to what reality is that there are cartel members in California, and they're also human trafficking and kidnapping people. You see what I'm saying? So like, you know, and there's also been, you know, in Florida where I'm from, okay, I live in Pasco County, Florida. There was a mother, a father, and 2 kids dead because of a human trafficker.
Damn.
And known as a murderer. That was found in Orlando, Florida, in the airport.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I
And he was
appreciate the
arrested
call, dude.
and sent back. You know
They
what I mean?
caught
So
him.
like, you know,
Yeah.
there's probably something more, like you said, like, you know, that I'm saying is there's probably something bigger than this. And I feel like when I was looking at the press briefing that you were posted, I seen fear in those cops' eyes. Like there's something bigger to this. Okay, so like there's something bigger to this. I'm not saying that it's for sure cartels or human traffickers, but there's something big. You know what I mean? And it doesn't help when people don't have the facts straight.
Right.
And they're veering off from the case. They're trying to target you. They're trying to target other YouTubers. So like it's really hurtful to me because I'm a YouTuber. I do politics, like, you know, the whole January 6th committee, the issues with
Hey, thanks for the call, bro.
like,
I'm sorry though, because we got 3 other callers, but you can make your last point. You can make your last point though.
You're right.
You make your last point though.
I appreciate you, man.
You want to make one more point, and then you can.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like I talk about all that stuff, which also breaks into politicians. So like,
Okay.
you know, this whole thing, when you don't have the facts straight, it kind of
it's chaos.
brings these mistakes that people shouldn't be doing. You know what I mean?
All right, man. Well, yeah, thank you for calling, bro. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Stay safe.
No,
yeah.
thank you, sir.
All right. Take
All right,
care.
bye-bye.
Bye. He was legit. I thought at first it was kind of trolling at first, but he was for real. 916. How you doing? Where you're calling from? And thank you for the call, man. Florida. 916. How you doing?
Hey.
Hi.
Is this me?
Yes, you're on. Welcome.
Hi, Mel. This is Christy. I've been sending you videos the last few days.
Christy, been trying to get a hold of you.
Yeah, the Travacado.
Yeah.
Hi.
How are you doing?
You were just I'm doing all right. I'm doing okay. It's been kind of wild. You were just showing the drone footage, and you kind of passed over that spot.
Was it the
so
spot?
I was there 3 times. Yeah. I was there 3 times this week. The first 2 times I visited, I couldn't find the party location, but this last time on Saturday I did find it, and that's where I had taken the video, kind of walking away from, you know, where they would have driven to exit, and showed you where, you know, the majority of everyone went to the left, and if she would have gone to the water, she would have went to the right. It is about a half mile, no more than that, from the party location that they call the sanctuary to the water. So most likely she took a right instead of a left. You know, and there's just so many questions, like, did nobody see her? Was she the one leaving at a certain time? Or, you know, and I think people are saying, well, how come nobody heard her? You know, nobody heard the car going in. I don't think you would have, you know. I think most people probably would have had their windows up. I think it was chilly that night. You know, the wind might have been blowing through the pine trees. That's a little noisy, as well as just driving over those bumpy roads. You know, and also the area that she went in is kind of it goes down, so it is a little bit steep. Not too crazy, but you know, there is a incline there. So you know, they probably wouldn't have been even looking that direction.
So yeah, she would have had to gone the wrong way, right?
She would have had to gone the wrong way. She would have had to go right. My other question is, I wonder how many times she had been there. Was she familiar with the area? I know she, you know, lived about 20 miles away. Had she been to this party spot before? If she did, then she would know that, you know, she would need to turn left. Now she's inebriated or something. Maybe she got confused. But I did want to note that I noticed that there are no signs, no warning signs about, you know, this is heading to the water. You know, just be careful, you know, where you're driving.
Right.
Of course, there's no lights there, you know, no reflectors, nothing like that. Not even at the boat dock on the other side.
Oh, so there's no lights out there.
I should say. No lights at all. So her lights would have been quite a far in the distance from the party area. Yeah, it's just real sombering to know that, you know, I was just right in that spot. In fact, when I was there, when I first came down from the campground area, In fact, the campground area, if there were other campers there, which there were people camping, but it's across the road. So it's across the main campground road and up a ways. So they wouldn't have seen anything. They probably most likely wouldn't have heard anything, definitely. But when I was there on Saturday, it was probably around, I think, noon. There were people, enjoying in the water. There were kayakers, people paddleboarding, there were families, that were in the water enjoying, people with dogs. In that spot, though, where they did find her, as I was walking past, there was a drone operator there. So I'm not sure who it was, but there was somebody with a drone right there. And there was also a diver. So there was somebody wearing, the black. I saw the head bob up, right? And my first thought was, oh, it's a seal. But then I'm like, wait, I'm not near the ocean. But it was a diver that was in that exact same spot. As I'm walking past, and then I eventually walked up a ways and found the party location. But yeah, so that was on Saturday. So I don't know if somebody saw something then, but they were right there in that exact location. I did take video to show, that it was kind of muddy there. As you first get down into the, before the water, it was very muddy. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just crazy. I'm glad they found her, and hopefully the family will get more answers and, have some sense of relief. But yeah, it's just pretty crazy. I don't think trafficking was involved.
I
It
don't
was
think
either
so
an
either.
accident on her part. I hope that nothing else, like foul play was involved. But because I'd hate to think that her, anybody else would have wanted to harm her. It just makes me so sad. Like, if there were 200 to 300 people, how come she's the only one that had a problem getting home? That's just so sad to me, that she was by herself, supposedly by herself, and that she didn't have a good friend there to help her. So that makes me really sad. I worked with youth a lot and just kind of know that age, and I don't know. It's very heartbreaking. I don't know if you saw Jagger's video that he posted today.
Yeah.
He's in a car. And he's, very sad, very sad.
Wait.
Made me cry.
Oh, no, I saw the video of him, he posted an old video of him and Kiely. Is there another one he posted?
No, he posted a newer one. Yeah, he's in a car. I don't think he's driving, but you can tell he's in a car. And he was just talking about what Kiely would want, that Kiely would want people to be sad, that he'd want, she'd want people to go out and live a good life and be happy. I do want to bring up, though, that if I'm remembering correctly, his last text to her about, she said she was going to go to the party or whatever. He said to her, "Don't do anything stupid." Do you remember that?
I don't remember him saying that. No. Maybe he did.
I think there was something like that.
Yeah,
he
something
said
like
something like, "Don't do anything stupid." So I don't know if he knew maybe she would try something, that she wasn't used to or whatever. I don't know, but that was kind of interesting. But yeah, I was looking at that area and I'm like, 200 to 300 people could definitely fit in this spot. It was a beautiful spot.
Oh, they can't. So for people that are saying that you can't fit that many people, you've been there personally.
Oh, you could. But the thing is, the question I have is, though, where did they park all the cars? Now, I'm sure some people carpooled, people went together, but still, for 200 to 300 people, and I think I heard today somebody said 400. I don't know if that was one of the authorities or not. But anyway, I don't know where all those cars would have fit. I was looking around like, well, maybe they parked down a little ways, because there's no designated parking anywhere in that area. And another thing that I thought was interesting is that you can just pull your car, if you come just to, visit and enjoy the reservoir for the day, you can just pull your car right up to the water. So there's not really designated parking. But I don't know where, if they did have that many people, where they would put all the cars. They would have had to put them down a ways, and then walk up, which they might have done. But I did notice in the campground area, they had left a lot of things around. I was surprised. Oh, and there's a lot of broken glass and stuff. I showed you that on my video. What else? Oh, there were small pieces kind of in the center to the right of the party spot. Small pieces of broken, I believe it was tail light, because it was an orange color, broken pieces of tail light, like little pieces of plastic, like just two. Very small, but I did see them, and I was thinking, well, why didn't they take those? Or maybe they didn't think it was important, or maybe they grabbed bigger pieces, right, and just left those. I don't know. I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not. But I'd like to know if her taillights were busted at all. That would be kind of an interesting thing to find out.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Thanks, Chris. So you're leaning towards this just some accident. You're leaning towards that, probably. Seems like it.
Yeah, in some sort of way. Yeah, I
Mm.
mean, I'm not sure. I don't really like to speculate. You know, I kind of got into that in the beginning, that whole Ronnie thing, and then I got caught
Oh
up
my
in that. And I'm
God.
like, wait a second, this is too crazy. This is too much, over the top. But I did want to say that I do appreciate you. You're like cool, calm, and collective, and I like the way you handle things and don't jump onto things and for views or whatever to build up the drama. So I do appreciate that, and thank you for speaking to your the people that call in, your audience, with respect. I appreciate that, because I'm just kind of getting into this whole YouTube live thing. I never really knew it was such a big thing, for all these creators. But the first time I called in was a couple weeks ago, and the woman was horrible to me, and I will not name her name. Maybe you know who she is, but I'm glad to see you're not going on her live. She was horrible to me, and I'm just like the nicest person. So, but I do appreciate you. Thank you, and I'm really glad that they did find her. Just kind of crazy thinking that I was just right there, yards away. I don't know how they didn't see her, but how they didn't find that vehicle sooner, but I'm glad they did. And these AWP people are amazing. So thank God there's people like you and like them that are out there, trying to make a difference. So.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. I don't know if I have anything else to add. Let's see. I kind of wrote some things down. Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention was, I don't know who came out with it, but I think it was on Thursday or Friday. They had announced that they had gotten the cell ping data right from the tower, so they would be able to tell like who was in that area by their cell phones, right? Who had connected to that tower. So right after that was kind of when they found the location, and also AWP had said that someone notified them to look in that certain spot where it had already been, extensively searched. So that was interesting to me too. I don't know if it's related, but it's just something that kind of stuck out to me, that maybe maybe somebody said something, maybe somebody said, I don't know. I'd like to think that it was just an accident, which is, sad to say, but anyway.
Okay, well, thanks.
Bronze Barbie, I won't say. Yeah, it is MGL actually.
Oh.
But anyway. Yeah, but thank you. Thank you. It was nice meeting you,
Appreciate
Mel,
it.
and maybe I'll talk to you again soon. I don't
Sure.
really follow like all these cases too much because it's kind of depressing, but this one was so close to my home, and I've been Truckee many times, vacation there and rent Airbnbs and stuff. It's a cute little town and just a beautiful part of California. So
we begin with
thank you. And
Thank
you're so
you.
cool. I appreciate you.
Appreciate it. Thank you for the videos you were sending and the emails. Very kind of you to help out.
Yeah, just trying to help and trying to give people an idea of where it is. I know it's hard, like to kind of imagine and picture things, but
what was the link you sent me? I see that email with the YouTube link. Might be useful. You said.
It's just
we begin with breaking news.
That breaking news is Channel 3, the ones that did the aerial shot, and they're interviewing like a couple of citizens that were out there that night, like talking about the whole thing. So I don't know if you'd want that or not, but it's kind of interesting to get like the residents of Truckee's perspective on the whole thing. But yeah, and I'm sure law enforcement, they would have wanted to be the ones to find her. I don't think there's any like nefarious stuff going on there. They would have wanted to be the ones,
Right.
But
okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Well, that's all I have to say. But thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you too, Chrissy. Take care. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Okay, last call, and then we'll get through some of this stuff. Yeah, she's been super nice and been sending clips from there locally, and she's been walking around to, Zanime is not the only person that's been out there. There's a bunch of people that's been out there. 248. How you doing? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Mel. It's nice to talk to you again. This is Lorette from near Detroit, Michigan.
Hi.
I had been waiting for the presser today, and after watching it, and then also after hearing some of your other callers as I was waiting, besides the chat, I'm just amazed. I don't know. It must have been very difficult for the police department to show up and say what they had to say after Adventures with Purpose was out there and had found the car within 45 minutes. That's just crazy to me.
That is pretty nuts.
Really crazy. Yes. But again, as they state, AWP themselves, that they are the best in what they do. and obviously so. The whole thing is still very crazy to have the girls walk out. The girls walked out of the press conference. I'm on the fence now. I mean, where it could have been very accidental, but then again, you know, they're there inserting themselves into the investigation and reporting, especially Sammy. It's like guilty knowledge, and whether the guilt is just that they left her, that she just left her there,
or just feeling bad, or maybe not giving her, like getting her a ride. Yeah, like she left her, not giving her a ride or anything, or maybe she might just feel guilty.
Right.
What could I have done different? Maybe.
Right. Yeah. And that could be the case. And so, like I said, you know, being on the fence, I don't really want to get, you know, stuck, but I will have to wait if we're allowed any autopsy and toxicology. But I had an issue in my family where my nephew was found deceased in his car, and we don't know why.
Oh.
And he was quite a distance from home, and my sister's waiting on the toxicology, kind of like, does she want to know or not? At least she knows where he is. They found him, and it was brought to my attention by a sister-in-law that she had a friend that the same thing happened to, and that this is not being looked into by the county governments in the area. So I can understand where you kind of want to know, but you don't want to know. You just know that you know where he is or she is, and it's over. And that we may never know what has happened. And the whole thing is so very sad. It's, you know, sitting here in my home, and it's like all the blinds are closed and everything is just all dark. It's cloudy outside, but it's like, it's so sad.
It is.
But I wanted to let you know that, you know, I was still keeping up, as I told you I did. It always comes back to Mel. And I have come back to see what was you've brought out from the details that were given. And we'll just have to wait, I guess.
I guess we'll have to wait. Yeah. No, thank you for calling. Yeah, I guess we have to wait for the autopsy, and you know, hopefully we get the toxicology and whatever else, the investigation.
And we can go from there and what we decide that we think about it, because all the speculation and all the things that have happened that we actually know of the roads, but we don't know why. We may never know why.
Right.
Thanks, Mel, for
Thank
being
you.
there.
Yeah, I appreciate the call. Thank you for calling back. I remember you from last night.
Yeah. So I just been, you know, trying to keep up on it, and that's what I do. I listen to a few others, the Shogun and Michelle, and True Crime, Rocket Science. I call him Mr. Intertextuality, but I've listened to all of them, and here I am still, again, back. With you, Mel.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm back, always. So, have a good day.
Thank you. Are you subscribed? Make sure you subscribe and
I am
follow
subscribed, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not a member yet, but
okay,
I am sub, so
okay.
Have been for a long time. So, Take care.
All right, you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Amazing. Wow. Okay. Thank you for that call. I appreciate that. She called yesterday, last night. Yeah. I'm not laughing at you. It's the chat. It's just funny, but I really do appreciate your call. And I want you to call back. And that's crazy because that was the last call. Like I suspended the calls and she slipped in. Damn. Trying to remember what I was gonna do. I forgot. I was supposed to show something. Oh yeah, this. Wow. Okay. So this is Jagger here. Jagger posted, "Live the way Kiely would want you to live." And so this here, let me record this too. I haven't seen this yet. We're all going through this together. Just because I was closest to her doesn't mean you guys don't feel it too. If anyone needs to talk to me about anything or even just someone to hang out with, let me know because I'll be here for you. That's what Kiely would have wanted.
I'd like to release a type of personal statement on all of this. Hear this. Music. That like this was an insanely fucked up situation. And it still is insanely fucked up, and I still don't know how to process it. And I don't think I'm ever going to be able to process it. I know that it fucking hurts, and I know that it hurts all of you. And I just wanted to say thank you for everyone that put the effort in and tried so fucking hard to bring her home. It really means a lot to me. And I'm sure it means a lot to her too. Thank you. Because she wouldn't want us to sit around sad as fuck all the time. She wants us to be happy, and she wants us to be safe, and she wants us to have a good life. That's all she ever wanted for anyone. I don't want to go fully public with it. Like, I'm not trying to put this on the news and everything. But I just wanted my closer friends to. And from now on, I want each and every one of you to live the way that Kiely would want you to live.
I guess that was the video post message. It's a weird segue to go from the call to this, but I wanted to get this in before we ended the stream. That call, that was something else though. Appreciate you. We've been here for a while too. Like, I don't think it's been 2.5 hours already. Holy crap, yo. Let's see if I missed. I didn't even get to do everything I was going to say I was going to do. See, did he post this? He didn't post that. Screenshot. Okay. Need to add another message. Don't drive impaired. Yeah, we're gonna have to start. We're gonna have to timestamp her. Timestamp that call. Last night's in this. Oh my god. All right. Yeah, I think we're done, man. I think I'll save whatever I don't have for another stream. Because we've been going for a while. I want to do a little bit of downtime. I mean, I can show this. Oh, yeah. Let's do this last. We'll do this last. And I'll leave the other links
Is out of Truckee, where a body and a car were found today near where 16-year-old Kiely Rodni went missing. Live Copter 3 flew over the scene tonight as crews pulled this vehicle from the Prosser Reservoir. This is an exclusive view of this. The Placer County Sheriff's Office said the identity of the person found has not been confirmed tonight. We do want to break down a timeline of events since Kiely Rodni did go missing. She was last seen August 6th at the Prosser family campground with hundreds of other teens and young adults at a party. The next morning, her mother discovered she didn't come home.
Video call
on
next
August
time.
12th, a tip line was set up to help law enforcement with the search. This weekend, the nonprofit Adventures with Purpose began their search, and today they discovered a car and a body in the Prosser Reservoir, not far from where she was last seen.
Hey, Ashley,
KCRA3's
thank you.
Zorko Manna was on scene all night and has the very latest details.
This is still a very active investigation. We're at the Prosser Creek Reservoir, and law enforcement agencies are still out here
Everybody needs a cigarette after that call. Yo, that call.
right now. At this hour, investigators are still posted up. You can see that light and some law enforcement vehicles across the water. A body was found here earlier, but the Placer County Sheriff's Office says its identity has not been confirmed. Investigators and rescue divers joining forces at the Prosser Creek Reservoir in Truckee. Live Copter 3 capturing the moment.
Yo, the chat is just wild. Headed to the bathroom.
A car was pulled out of the water Sunday night. A volunteer search group called Adventures with Purpose says their divers found that car as well as a body here, the same area where 16-year-old Kiely Rodni was reported missing.
It was a pretty big stretch for them to look for her. She could have been anywhere.
Adventures with Purpose says the car they found matches the description of Kiely's car, which is a silver Honda CR-V. It's important to point out that as of late Sunday night, the Placer County Sheriff's Office said it had not yet confirmed the identity of the body that was found.
It just baffles me that they weren't able to locate her in 2 weeks.
Kiely was last seen on August 6th at a party with hundreds of other teens at the
First, they would just play the interview.
County Sheriff ever since.
Bothers me a little, honestly.
Adventures with
Damn,
Purpose
be like 2 words every clip.
Was brought in to join the search in the community, questioning why it took until their involvement for law enforcement to potentially have an update to the search in this area.
Why don't they have the equipment that they had to find her? Why, where we live, we have bodies of water everywhere.
But others, such as this man who is a monthly donor to Adventures with Purpose, tell me they do not think this was an easy task.
I don't fault law enforcement in any way. They, I know they put in thousands of hours of searching, and Adventures with Purpose just has a specialty. They have the knowledge of reading their sonar equipment.
While the search for answers continues, there is hope that the discoveries made by Adventures with Purpose will give Kiely's family some closure.
I knew if anybody could, they would be the ones.
I have been in touch with the media contact for Kiely Rodni's loved.
Yeah, that was chopped up pretty bad. Yo, thank you guys so much for joining me today on the live. Guess we'll be following to see what updates come out. Thank you for the calls and everybody that contributed and people that send emails. I gotta go through all my emails and DMs. I'm pretty behind. And of course, condolences to the family. I mean, amazing job that AWP did. I'm really curious to see what's going to be the outcome of the investigation and everything else.
Ones they.
If you guys could hit like to, yeah, terrible editing, right? And I appreciate all the support and all the love, all the people that have called me, reached out to me, emailed me, DM'd me. It's helped me out so much. And some of the YouTubers, the few of them, not that they have to or anything like that, but I appreciate that they did. Cinema Shogun, Benny Keys, which I was like, wow, Benny Keys, and that was just so funny. Cinema is really funny too, though. It was like a good laugh. I would check out those 2 channels if you just want a little relief from all. If you were stressed out about that drama crap and you just want something funny, kind of. Those are 2 good channels. And then I heard Popcorn Planet was saying some good things too. I haven't watched the stream yet. I have to go check it out. But I do appreciate the tweet that he put out. because he probably went through something. He's talked about stuff in his past that he's gone through, and it's just so maybe he can kind of understand somewhat when you're falsely being accused of shit. And it definitely makes me more sympathetic to when I think covering a story and people are just gonna accuse. It's one thing to think this, have theories about that, but then once you get to the point of like harassment or doxing and like chasing, going after like crazy, even the comment stuff, I could never think myself to like go chase down somebody in a story, like an actual friend or a family member, and start like sending him a bunch of messages. Like we saw Sammy's Instagram. I don't know. I would just, me personally, I just couldn't like, I wouldn't think, hey, you did it, motherfucker. Like just sending messages, and it's kind of weird, yo. I don't know. But I can definitely, I think I now have a little bit more sympathy for that. Go shower, Mel. Oh, Charlotte was too? Charlotte on the web? I've seen her covering, she was covering the Vaughn story, and she seems like a nice lady. I've only skimmed because I think she does live streams, but she seems like she does a good job. Yo, you guys in the chat are killing me. I love it. Oh, did I miss any super chats real quick? There's just like few, like 3 or 4. It's a bit strange that they be emptying their IG account. Oh yeah, I did read that. Amanda, call Junior. Can Junior call me every morning to hype me up? Bro, thanks, Amanda. Lindsay, I give props to the officers for acknowledging that they were looking and they were, oh my God. I'm done after that call. That they will look into training / equipment to figure out how they can improve. They worked hard to. I think that's good too. Yeah, hopefully they can, I don't know, figure out kind of what they did that can be done better, maybe better training, even though I guess that isn't like their focus. It's like search and rescue. I think that's what they're trying to say. Shawnee, thanks for the super chat. Says, I'm back. What did I miss? Everything. Chavacado, thank you so much. I forget to mention the thing about the tires moving. See my email if it's worth mentioning. I'm going to take a look. Layla, man, let me see your hands. Constable Dickey, could Kiely and kids have parked on the beach? Possibility. That's a possibility. Beautiful disaster. Mel, you're a champ. Also, Cinema Shogun stood up for you in a video. I thought it was nice. Also, hope you have a great day. Thank you. I'm going to share one of the videos today, too, on the community tab later. Probably Benny's, maybe, because I thought that was really dope. Yo, Silvio's texting me. No. I wonder which email you were talking about, though, Christy. Oh, okay, I see it. Has to be running to. I don't know. I'll leave that for another stream. I want to figure out what this. I'd like to link to this post. Someone posted this on one of my Facebook posts. Okay, yeah, Christy, I'll message you back after the stream. If you could send me the link to that, I would love to take a better iCkEdMeL. Take a better look at that. Oh shit. Oh shit. Drama in the chat. I'm almost afraid to call Sylvia, but he's gonna say we've had conversations about this though. I think he's actually working though. I could ask. I think he's working. Oh, Sylvia. Let me call him. Should I call him? I'll call him real quick. Sylvia. See which number. So Sylvia. The chat room. Okay, 954. Call Silvio.
Hello.
Hello, how you doing, man?
What's up, Mel?
How's it going?
Good, man. I know the number, but I need to save this shit. That spam call.
Oh, okay, Silvio.
What's up? We trying to act like this girl's voice or something?
What's up, man?
What's
How you
good,
doing?
man?
¿Qué pasa?
Good, bro. I was watching that purpose thing, the Adventures of a Purpose.
Mm.
They didn't really give that much detail, huh?
Nah, they said that I think the car was like 50 foot from the shore, but it was like 14 feet deep. And we've heard that on the press conference, they were talking about the water elevation that, like, I guess at the time that when Kiely had first gone in, the water would have been higher, but it's been dropping lower. So I don't know. But a lot of people are wondering why they're just now.
Did they find her phone by any chance?
They didn't say anything about it. Nobody asked.
Shit. Because I think that phone is like a clue, big clue.
Yeah.
Because the phone is not there. Whatever happened to the phone?
That's a good question. What happened?
Huh. So yeah, man, how you can stand up and stuff?
Stand up? You want me to stand up? They asking me to stand up? Stand up, iCkEdMeL.
The chat's asking you to stand up.
Stand up. I'm wearing shorts, man.
And what's up, man? How you holding up, bro? Everything good?
Good.
That's
Pretty good, man. Yeah, can't complain, man. Things have been great, I guess. I mean, besides all the drama and shit, you know. But
man.
So what do you think about the story, man? You think it's I know we talked a couple of times, and I know you kind of think there's something more. You don't think it's an accident?
Nah, I don't think it's an accident. What I think, and I'm gonna think outside the box. There was probably the reason why I didn't get searched probably good. I'm guessing, like, outside the box. So let's say like one of the kids' parents are like a politician or something, and then technically the lake, I think, is between California and Nevada, so they still got to find jurisdiction who's gonna let everything go through the process. And I also think if let's say Nevada or California uses their law enforcement, it comes out of the taxpayers' dollars. Like these purpose guys, they did it for free, I'm guessing, right?
They do, yeah. They're like nonprofit. They accept donations, but yeah, they don't get like paid like a salary or something like that. No.
I just think that the cops feel corny, bro. Like they feel like crunchy, you know what I'm saying? Because these guys came in for like 30 minutes, 20 minutes, found the shit real fast, and you guys on day 16 still haven't found nothing. So like I think it's probably like some conflict of interest. Like, damn, man, like you guys can't even do the job right.
Oh shit.
Oh, man.
So you think like they feel salty about it?
I think they feel salty about it. Correct.
Damn, bro.
Correct. They're just trying to solve cases, but like, imagine, bro. I'm a chef, and then this Mickey Mouse dude's coming in here to tell me how to do it, and he does it better. Then I'm gonna feel some type of way. Like, oh, hold up, man. Like, so my service is not good here then no more. So.
Well, they said.
But then again, like, what's up?
No, yeah, they said they're gonna reevaluate or something and look back into the training or some shit like that.
That means that you got to spend money on that solar thing that those guys have. I'm not gonna lie, that looks like a, when the like ultrasound, it looks like an ultrasound, bro. Like it gives you everything in that picture, man. Like you can't get better technology than that.
Right.
And I wonder what made those people, like the purpose people, like to actually go look for like bodies. You know what I'm saying? Because I think they first started off like like going looking for like souvenirs and iPhones. I don't know how it changed up the game, but they went in there looking for bodies now.
I don't know, man. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see.
I think there's more involved, bro. Because if FBI is involved in all that shit, there has to be something, bro. And okay, so I'm gonna give you a scenario, Mel. What about if the girl doesn't really have no alcohol in her system, all she has is drugs?
I don't know. Then what about it?
Okay, so what I'm saying is, like, can't the people that were at the party be charged because you giving the girl drugs? You can't really say that she got the alcohol from there. But if she does have a lot of drugs in her system, that's the reason why nobody came forward. And then, like I told you, nobody, in my opinion, nobody came forward was because they want this party next year. If people talk, then this party is no more.
They're gonna shut it down. No more parties, man.
Remember, this is a tradition of tradition. If anybody speaks, there ain't no more parties. There ain't no more fun. I also think that has to be in play. Like, nobody say anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, those people knew what happened. You know what I'm saying? Now if they speak, now it's gonna be law enforcement there checking people who come in, and you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like controlled. It's not gonna be like, and plus, like, I don't know what people think, man. How you gonna be partying in woods, bro? It ain't nothing good in the woods, bro.
That's what they do. Those people, somebody told me, I got a friend I live far away. She told me some of those people, they party in the woods. That's what they do in those places, man. They don't go to the club, they don't go to a house party. They go in the woods and it's dark.
Like, there's no cameras.
Maybe
anything goes.
Maybe no cameras, anything goes. It's kind of weird shit,
Yeah. And one more thing, man. Do you know why they have that tarp in the back?
Well,
it could be that her body was in the back, right, and it was covering it.
Yeah, I'm assuming so. Yeah. I think. I mean, I don't. Yeah, there's just too many variables. I don't know. Like, how did it get back there? Was the seatbelt on? Was it off? Was the car neutral? Was it a drive?
What year was her car? Was it 2013?
I think so. I can double check though. I got a little.
Okay, so now my question on that is, wouldn't that have like a GPS or like a black box? Because it's over 2000. It's
my friend says
less than 10 years.
My Tesla's friend said that I got a black box. Just send me. Hold on, let's see. A Honda. Yeah.
I think it has a black box in the front of the dashboard, I heard. In the front and the front bumper or something like that, I heard.
A friend of mine sent me this today. Texas. It's a Honda CRV between 2012 and 2019. Black box recovery. So this one would have had it.
And another thing, like when the iPhone goes in the water, does it show like on satellite, like the login and the time it turned on, the time it went off? Because if you have a brand new, like good technology like iPhone, it's supposed to have every time you turn on your phone, you turned it off like the certain times.
Yeah.
Do you know if the iPhone has that?
I don't know. I've never had an iPhone.
Me either, so I don't know.
I don't know. Android. There's somebody in the chat said that they did cover the front. You got to watch all the way to the end of the video. I don't know.
That they covered the front too?
That's what they said. I don't know. Car recovery. Let me see. I could just skip to the end real quick. I don't even know where the link is at now. I had it yesterday.
Let me ask you something. Let's say she OD, right? And she was in the back, and I guess let's say they pushed the car to go in the water to make it seem like it was an accident. Homeboy told me she died like already. So when the water gets in like in her lungs or whatever, it's not gonna show that she drowned. It shows that she already died before. Is that correct or?
I don't know if that's true. I saw people talking about it. I don't want to say it's correct, and I don't know. I'm trying to see if I can find the video of the. There it is. That's just a short clip. Oh, you're right. They did. She's right.
Did they cover the front too?
Towards the yeah. They ended up. Let me show you this clip. I said she, but I don't know if that's really. Don't cancel me. But yeah, they did.
So here's my question: why do you think the mirror is broken? You think the car landed on that side? That's why it's cracked.
I'm not sure, but supposedly they flipped this car in the water because it was upside down, and so people are saying it's possible that could have happened during the flipping of the car. But I don't know. They're gonna have to investigate all that and see. I swear.
Okay, so what happened in the scenario is that it didn't break or nothing. It was just like that. And then in the passenger side, I mean the driver's side, it looks like the mirrors are kind of cracked a little bit. I don't know, maybe.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I really don't know. It could be anything. Some people thought maybe that's why they asked about, like, do you know if there was an accident, some sort of traffic thing, and they said they can't talk on it. But some people were talking about, like, oh, maybe this is where that bump came from and the busted window. But then people are saying, oh, but maybe the car was flipped over and it could have came from that and all this stuff, man.
I really think the people that were like supposedly involved in it, I don't think they're gonna come out at all. Like I'm surprised the guy he posted a video, but I don't think they're gonna say anything, bro.
BL says yes, that is correct. If she was deceased before going into the water, there will be no water in her lungs. Okay, that makes
BL, that's the person from Discord.
Yeah, that's BL.
He's been on there for a while.
Yeah, gangster. Riding. BL needs we gotta get Vel like some BL some what are they called, the stars and shit. People that are like in the military or the accolades.
You gotta get you a Dutch. That's what you're gonna get you, a Dutch. Get you a Dutch, buddy. You smoke with us.
Come hang out, and smoke.
Yeah, because we were right. You know what I'm saying? We even said it. We thought, even me and you said it. I think this shit's in the water.
Yeah.
It just,
we've been saying that for a long time, since the beginning.
Yeah, it's just the problem is that how the fuck Law or whoever, people that was, around that, they didn't see it. Like, when they did the drone, I clearly could see something in there unless they were lifting it up already. You know what I'm saying? Because we remember that clip I showed you about the Louisiana swamp that swallowed the whole palm tree?
Yeah, that was crazy.
See, some shit like that. Like, you're never going to find a human or any car at all.
All right. Yeah, that'll be gone. He was talking about...
You should show that video to people.
I don't even know where to find it, because you sent me that a long time ago.
Just put Louisiana swamp swallows tree, and then that's the first thing that comes up. I'm telling you, if they were facing some territory like that, like Mother Nature, you ain't escaping that. That shit's wiping out everything. It's getting rid of everything.
They move it, John.
Yep, I got it. I got it.
That sinkhole stuff is kind of scary.
That's what I was saying. That's why I was asking if the terrain was like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think so. I think that's only 30 south. You know what I'm saying? Like Louisiana, like all the Everglades type of cities.
This was pretty wild to see this.
Something like that should get rid of you, and you'll never hear nothing from you again, bro.
Yeah.
You showing it?
Yeah.
Something like that, you're never gonna find nobody, bro.
Yeah. Wow. God, bro.
Also, like, does anybody know in the chat, like, how long does it take? I know, obviously, it takes, like, if let's say there's no animals, there's no fish, how long does it take for a body to, like, decompose underwater?
Let's see. Maybe BL can answer. I'm gonna look it up real quick too, though. It's probably. Body. In warm, shallow water, decomposition works quickly, surfacing a corpse within 2 or 3 days. But cold water slows decay, and people who drown in deep lakes, 30 meters or below, may never surface. It says that's kind of graphic, but putrefaction and scavenging creatures will dismember the corpse within a week or 2. Is this talking about underwater?
So what?
Oh, yeah.
So you think when they pull the car out, she was already a skeleton?
I don't know, bro.
See, that's what I'm trying to say. If they pull that car out, and she's a skeleton, then it was an accident. But if they pulled that car out yesterday and she was fresh, that's not an accident, bro. Somebody threw her ass in there.
Well, they did ask too. They asked about the cops. Like, do you think, like, do you have any reason to believe that? Do you believe that she was in there since the first time she went missing? And he said something like, "I don't have any reason to believe that."
Yeah, but the cops are not really gonna say anything because they're tipping off if anything happens.
Right.
Like I think it was yesterday. I was watching the YouTube, and then some guy got stopped, like a random ticket. They gave him a ticket, had a busted tail light, and then when they did his background check, he had a he had a pickup warrant for 24 years ago that he killed somebody. Right. Yeah. So, and then the cops didn't tell him that. They were like, "No, you just have a suspended license. No, man, don't worry about it. You're gonna get out tomorrow. Man, you're gonna get out today." So they keep you calm, because if they tell you this and that, you're already scrambling, trying to get rid of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Or that's why they always try to keep you calm. They're not gonna tell you anything, bro. And the reason why I think there's something more to that, because the Avengers, obviously they're respecting their family, but they always put more out. Like, it's more than 10 minutes. It's always like a 40-minute show. This shit wasn't a 40-minute show. It was just him talking, and they didn't, because I think law enforcement told him, you can't put nothing out because we're still investigating. We don't think that this shit is just
BL said
her coming down the steps.
Well, the thing is, normally Adventures with Purpose, they cover cases that are like cold cases. This is kind of different because this is open investigation, like currently going. And so I don't know if is this the first time, maybe the chat can answer, is this the first time that Adventures with Purpose has done something like this? Like an ongoing case that just happened, or have they done that before? And then BL says, no, she will not be skeletal so soon, will be bloated, etc. Or would be bloated, etc.
So it should be like bloated then, like water everywhere in her lungs and her stomach, everything.
Yeah. All right, bro. Well, thanks, bro. Thanks for calling in, man. I'll hit you up later. I'm gonna get off the
Got it,
screen.
dog. Yeah, man.
All right, we'll talk.
Got it. God bless you, bro.
Yeah,
Everybody have a good day too, man.
Peace.
All right. Peace.
All right, take care, man.
Silvio. Thank you for calling, Silvio. Who's Silvio? Maybe he was out there. Maybe he's the one that did it. Silvio, let's find Silvio now.
Be true. Thank you so much for the super chat. The autopsy is going to be hard. There will be skin slippage. She has been there 2 weeks. As for the caller, both of my grands sounded like her beautiful sultry. Both of my grands sounded like her beautiful sultry. Thank you. Beautiful disaster. Mel, I watched ADV pull out a car in Idaho. I think she meant to say AWP maybe. Pull out a car in Idaho of a missing guy recently, and a car they found a car after 20 years or so. Also look at the bodies of Lake Mead. Okay. Dee, how you doing? Dee, the grandmother, the godmother. Mel, keep up the good work. Thank you. Appreciate that. And Gina, thanks for the super chat. I'm ready to head out, man. Thank you guys so much again. Appreciate the live stream. Love you. What the fuck was that? Bye. Peace. Bye. We're the same person, right?
You're out there, Silvio. Silvio.